but it was an incredible time.
Mhm.
We were up there and the standing up next to the cliffs, and actually got to see a couple of people, go running off. It was kind of fun.
Mm.
But it's all right. How are you, buddy? What's up? Are we live? We're
We
live.
are.
Let's
We
go.
are live. Let me kick out the link.
Yeah, kick that link out to me too. I want to put that online. Maybe we'll even Twitter it. See if we can get some professionals listening in on the chat, or semi-professionals. I know Bert's just waiting. He did lunch earlier.
Did you?
He did. He's cooking dinner is what he said. He goes, "Are you guys going live tonight?" I'm cooking dinner. I didn't want to tell him because I just posted it on Facebook.
Yeah.
If he didn't see it, he
Let
needs
me
to
see
look.
here. 1 second.
Is it there?
I will. Onion rings from Burger King. They've been burned.
Oh, you got it shipped in from Burger King. No wonder Chris is upset. Well, the BKs are going out around here.
Really?
Disappearing like a nut. Yeah. If they're not going out, all their computers are down. I drive up to the drive-thru. Our computers are down. So can I order anything? Our computers are down. I guess that means no. Later. We should introduce ourselves. You got your mouth full of food, so I'll do it first.
Go ahead.
Hey, everybody out there. I'm Randy Zimmerman, a longtime self-publisher. I didn't say self-abuser. I said self-publisher. Almost the same thing. In comics, we're talking comics industry. Make sure you say comic industry news when you type that into your information thing, so that folks aren't looking up there wanting to know how to make the next great widget. Industry? What kind of industry? Sprockets? Okay. No, I've been printing since the late 80s, self-publishing under a lot of titles, doing a lot of things, a lot of commercial artwork. I've got fed up with the main direct market and the diamond situation. So I started looking for avenues on my own. And now with the crowdfunding boom coming back, sorry, I'm thinking that it might be time to get back into the market and start doing graphic novels again. So that's it for me. You go ahead. Oh, sorry. Before I'm going to cut you off now. And I also have a YouTube channel that I plan on contributing to anytime now called Zim Geek. Go ahead. Sorry.
No problem at all. My name is Varian Grant. I am the publisher of Last Call Comics. Also the founder of Indie Vault, the indievault.com, which covers indie movies, film. Oh, movies and film are the same thing, aren't they? Well, it depends. Unless you're an auteur, then they're different things. Wrestling, indie comics, all that good stuff. And my focus is indie comics because that's the field I'm involved in. Been publishing comics for about 10 years now. Yeah, and I'm not as hateful or spiteful to the industry as Randy. Not quite yet. Getting there though.
Spiteful? What? I'm not bitter, just sarcastic. That's all. I'm just typing here, so keep talking. People don't want to see me looking off to the side.
No problem at all. I got a chance this weekend to go to Comic-Con.
Comic-Con? No, Cherry C4, right?
Yep. C4 and
all the way up to Traverse City, the farthest north you have ever gone.
The furthest I've ever gone.
And survived.
And I'll show you something pretty interesting here.
There's only a bridge a few hours away, or you can escape into the rabbit of the Upper Peninsula.
So,
all right.
and I'll share this with you.
I just shared it on Facebook. So
okay.
our wonderful link. I'm going over to Twitter right now.
Well, let me share something with you real quick here.
Because, we should all be twits. Twitter's filled with such negativity anymore. We just need to, brighten up some days.
Trico is here. Hello, Trico.
Like, oh, are you in the chat or is he live? Speak up. Can't
Hey.
hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
I can't hear
Okay,
you.
cool.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Is he talking to you and you can hear him?
Yeah. You can't hear?
I can't hear him. No,
You got Randy, you might just sign out in and out.
I might have to. I might have to jump out and jump back in.
How's that going for you, Trico?
Going all right. It's
Let me
It was
plant
nice
this
to-
link here. Sorry.
it was nice because there was a long weekend, so I could get more stuff done, and I'm like, cool. I actually, got a lot of sleep yesterday
Right,
or
I'm jumping out to
Monday
jump back
night.
in.
And,
I'll be back.
then I was able to get more of my stuff
figure
done
out how
on
to do that.
Monday, so I could join in today.
Okay, Randy's gonna jump out and jump back in.
Yeah, as soon as I figure out how to do that. That'll
This is
do it.
awesome. Right there he goes. Well, I was at C4 this weekend.
Mhm.
2 Comic Cons, 2 weeks. Motor City Comic Con, then Traverse City.
And those are two pretty big cons too. They're, I think, both of them are 3-day conventions, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they are. And it was stressful.
Yeah.
So, one is right in my backyard. It's like a 45-minute drive, Motor City.
Yeah.
Traverse City, on the other hand, is 3 hours and 33 minutes from my house.
Yeah, that's a good drive.
So that was a nice drive. Got left out at 8 in the morning. Here comes Randy.
I'm back in.
Hey.
I still can't hear him.
Oh, he hasn't said anything.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I saw your mouth moving. Yeah, I can hear you. You're
Okay.
up. It's all good.
So I want to show you guys something from Motor City Comic Con. I know some of you have seen this picture already. Okay. That is me and Jim Lee. Okay. And you've all seen that picture, right?
Sure.
Okay. So me and Jim Lee. Well, I'll show you guys because this is interesting. This week because
Could be a Jim Lee
icon.
stand up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. This Photoshop.
Photoshopped.
I almost pulled the hat. I pulled the hat trick. It's this week. That's right. I got Ming Chen. And he's doing the same thing. Same point. It's awesome.
Now you can never mind. I was gonna say now you can Photoshop them both together
Good. I can Photoshop them both together now.
and have the two Asians pointing at you.
I actually went further for the hat trick. Hat trick is 3, right? It's 3 goals. And
You're talking sports lingo to a non-sports person.
oh no. It's
You could call it a trifecta, though. I'd know what you said because I used to sell racing forms a lot.
Well, I got Melissa Wong Becker.
There you go.
Who's also Asian, to the point. So 3 Asians, 3 weeks.
3 points.
3 points.
3 points.
Yep. That was my
And you
that was
both have the same handguard.
yeah. That's how you know we're serious artists.
Oh yeah. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No, tendonitis. That's when you know you're a serious artist.
But yeah, the con was pretty fun.
Right there.
I got a chance to catch up with a lot of people. Motor City is so
Remember, you're on the air.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Motor City is so hectic. I got a chance to
Motor City is. It's like, hey, you don't want to say anything wrong.
No. It's a very busy show. It's hard to kind of catch up with people. At Cherry Capital, they have a after party is just for the exhibitors only. especially for the artists. So we get to all kind of hang together. That's really cool, and you get to catch up with everybody. And that was nice. That was nice. I always enjoy that show. That's one of the reasons why. Well, there was a couple things happening up there. We had the Gary Reed Award. This year's winner was Travis McIntyre of Source Point Press. I feel snubbed. I was not nominated.
It's a popularity contest, buddy.
I was snubbed.
I'm not afraid to say that. Huh?
I deserve it. Just kidding.
You deserve it.
Yeah, I deserve it.
Hey, 100 issues of Flint Comics nobody wants to admit ever existed. It's okay. It's the way it works.
100 indie comics purchased. I deserve some type of recognition.
I got my stack of CG books back here, so I should put
that right there alone disqualifies you.
Well, only through the so-called main media. So that just means that the next article Rich Johnston ever writes on me, if he ever does, will be demeaning and hateful. So. I was trying to remember. Oh, he had a great article up there about Earthworm Jim. Doug Tenapel was doing Earthworm Jim. He went out there and bought the rights to it, and his Indiegogo cleared 200,000 in less than 2 weeks. And then you see an ad, and you see another ad, and you see another ad, and then he goes, Doug Tenapel is known for his Christian views and how much he's homophobic. It's like, holy crap, just be happy the guy's in comics and making a living. But no, here's everything bad I can dig up about Doug. It's like, geez, it's like a U-turn in the article. It's like, yeah, there's Rich Johnson for you.
Trico, have you ever met Rich Johnson?
I don't believe I have. No.
No.
I can't say I've ever met him either.
Yeah.
Nope, not. And if I have, I don't remember it. So
you've got a 6 degrees separation connection, right, Randy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's not worth.
Yeah.
Well, I have burned a lot of bridges in my day, and one of those degrees was that bridge. So it's all good. But it was all right. It was a rewarding bridge. My lawyer was happy, so it was all good. That's all I'll say about that. That bacon be raw. Yeah. What can you do?
Tracker, what did you do this weekend?
I just worked on the house. You can tell behind me, this is like our renovation room. There's like
a lot of echo.
Yeah. This room is like the quietest room in the house because nothing's in here, and we're gonna hopefully put drywall on pretty soon. So we're just finishing up this room and did some landscaping, and I don't know. I felt productive all weekend, and then I looked at my to-do list for the weekend, and nothing got done. That's usually the way it is.
So what you need is some soundproofing.
Yeah.
Lots of soundproofing in there.
Yeah.
Turn it into your studio.
Just buy some cup holders from fast food restaurants.
Is that what it is? Oh, that's what McDonald's is good for.
Yeah.
There you go. Actually, I got a headset too. I'll try that.
That's not going to help your voice, I don't think.
No.
That's where the echo's coming from.
Oh.
Let's just make voice noises so it looks like Trico doesn't think anything's coming through.
Yeah.
You dropped out, Indie Volt. Are you there?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I see what you're doing. You're eating.
Yeah, I figured.
Very wise. All right. It's okay. Nobody wants to see it chew.
Yeah.
Make sure you put that tail out, though. Varian, since he can't talk, got himself a coonskin cap on his way back from the up north.
Yeah.
So he can display a little tail. I keep telling him everybody deserves a little tail in their life every once in a while. That's the way that works. Oh, hey, Trico, instead of doing the house renovations, have you been following anything in comics at all?
A little bit here and there.
Anything you want to talk about? Remember, we're live.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cool.
Nothing?
Nothing to really well, I guess my Atlas comics, I've been looking through to see what Atlas I had because
I haven't even gone. I haven't gone through my long boxes yet, but yeah, that'll be fun. I know I've got a set of Planet of the Vampires.
Yeah, I think I have one. I used to have Brute, and I think I still have there's a guy who's like called, I don't know, something Target, but they spell Target weird.
Johnny Target.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Targitt.
Yeah.
Because why spell it the way it's supposed to be spelled?
Yeah.
That's too close to the Human Target from DC.
Yeah.
So here's Johnny Target. Lots of great little goofy properties there, none of which anybody remembers or will really make their mark. But hey, if it drives the Atlas comics up a little bit, that'll be awesome. That'll just keep people from buying it in the dollar boxes.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's an awesome company. I'm shocked that there haven't been a lot of YouTube videos out there going, who the heck's Atlas Comics? Like I was telling Varian last week, and to get back to Bleeding Fool or Bleeding Tool again, Rich Johnston, when he went and reported that Paramount bought that entire library of properties, the Atlas Comics logo that they ran was the Timely Atlas logo.
Yeah.
It's like, that shows you their amount of research and how, professional journalism on that site. Here's an Atlas Comics logo. It was the first one that popped up on Google Images. It has to be right. So yeah.
From the chat, we have
I haven't even gone to the chat yet.
Excuse me. Ted, hello. Louis Rinky says, can I touch your hat? That's a joke because I had my hair out at the con, and people asked me could they touch it. This is my new coonskin cap. I love it. I'm wearing it to all the conventions from now on.
Danny Quick wants to point out he was snubbed too. Hi, Danny. Thanks for joining in. Ted Davies is here. Still love that hat. Did you go up there with Ted?
Yeah, I met Ted up there.
So he had to put up the smell of the hat all the way home. If he can still stand it, must be an awesome hat.
This hat is wonderful.
I'm just kidding you. It is an awesome hat. But anyway. Lewis thinks we both met Rich via Usenet back in the 90s. He was doing his X-Files comic. I don't remember. I don't remember him doing an X-Files comic, but that's okay. Whatever you got to do.
Rich Johnson knows you, Randy. He knows where you live.
Sure. I've been, I haven't moved in the last 20 years. So everybody should know about where I live. Everybody who wants to know can find me easy enough.
Put us some pretty interesting comics. Excuse me. Picked up Hope. Some Floppy Cop.
Floppy Cock?
Floppy Cop.
Oh, Floppy Cock. Not Floppy. Oh, my goodness. It's not Poppycock?
No.
That's a whole different title, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought you picked up a medical issue while you're up there.
Even Floppy Cock would be funny.
You guys are horrible.
There's a parody book in our future, my friend.
I picked up that Aeonian from Stephanie Menard.
What?
Aeonian.
Aeonian?
Yep, I haven't read that. And then I got last week, I got this.
Oh, yeah, that's written by some hack.
Magma Man?
Yeah. Magma Man. And if you look inside.
Trico, you wrote that?
Yeah. I was wanted to do a superhero book, and
oh, okay.
I don't know. I liked writing it. You know, there's issues with the actual publishing of it. Yeah, I didn't like working with the artist basically.
Well, that's not a happy happy thing.
Yeah, yeah.
How's the art look? Hold up some art, Varian.
Sure.
He didn't follow your instructions.
Oh no, I followed the instructions. He's just like kind of high maintenance, you know. Like I don't want to be.
Very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I don't want to be someone's counselor, you know. If you want me to be your counselor, something's really wrong, you know.
High maintenance artist.
I can think of about 3 artists right off the top of my head that follows. Who did the artwork?
Oh, it was
Go to the
Rich
contents
Broda.
page. Who?
Oh, Rich Broda. He was a inker for Marvel and DC, I think in 80s and 90s.
Here we go. Right here. There's yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not aware of them. I might know them. I just don't know of their name connected to the face. So.
Panels in here that are really cool. I mean, I like that page there. It's sorry with the light reflecting on it. It's kind of right in his crotch area, but
It's right where it counts.
but yeah, definitely some cool panels in here. Well, I get it. Was good, right? So, there wasn't an issue too.
No, I have a script for one. I've rewritten it twice because I added a character and then I got rid of the character. So I think I have an issue too that's about ready. It's been through a couple of rewrites. I don't know. It's one of those things I'm like, I'll get back to it. Like the comic itself didn't go over well.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it came out when SourcePoint was kind of rebranding to be like a horror publisher, you know? So it got thrown under their imprint, Michigan Comics Collective, which used to be like a charity thing, organization.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of became like an imprint for SourcePoint to put all the stuff they that wasn't horror, so pretty much all my stuff. So it kind of got like booted under there. And
Was Traco Comics?
what?
Traco Comics.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I didn't want to write horror, so they kind of sent all my stuff to the MCC imprint. Which
And you know that
it's
floppy cop, that floppy cop's really horrific.
I know.
I just want to add that. Go ahead.
So I picked up something from Rapid Fire.
I found the ogre being kind of horrifying, but that's because I couldn't find the 3rd issue anywhere. Go ahead. Sorry.
I picked up a book from Rapid Fire. Now it's I know the writer. His name is Philip. I can't make up his last name right now, but this is his ash can. Okay. At one point it was called Artifacts of the Past, but he wanted to call it AOP, and the people were kind of upset because it's Artifacts of the Past, where it's a T. And then he's like, well, maybe there's Artifacts of Past, but that doesn't sound right. So now he calls it Artifacts of Power. The ash can, they give away for free, okay? At the Rapid Fire Comics booth.
It's not an ash can, that's a preview book.
Yeah, it looks like a full-size comic.
Yeah, an ash can's 8.5 by 11 folded in half.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay.
There's an actual ash can of the new breed out there somewhere that's got an 8-page preview in it.
Yeah.
So
Varian's giving us fake news.
Say what?
Varian's giving us fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
Well, it was. I was told it was an ash can. You can see the art there.
Looks good.
That's because these kids don't know their terminology.
Now the book is nicely drawn, real anime feel to it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Currently it's black and white. I believe they were going to do color on the book
As soon as they got enough magic markers together.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, guys. That was cruel, and I apologize.
the book is actually, unfortunately,
That was UN Force, but that's a whole nother story.
The book is unfortunately not coming out in this format. They had to switch artists. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, this preview book might be worth something in the future because
the actual book's gonna be 8.5 by 11, folded in half, isn't it?
No.
Easier to make 25 copies that way. That's my phone going off.
That's somebody calling Randy to cuss him out personally.
Somebody calling me. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that live. What? I'm on live chat right now, buddy. Can I talk to you tomorrow? You can catch us up on YouTube, Indie Volt channel. Indie Volt. All right? On YouTube, Indie Volt. It'll be the industry comic. Yeah, Indie VOLT. Yep. Look us up. Like us. Subscribe. All right. All right. Thanks, buddy. Later. Bye.
You know, if we tell all of our telemarketers to watch Indie Vault, we'll have
there we go.
Views.
To all the telemarketers, I'll give you $1 every time you tell people to watch Indie Volt.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, your hit list goes up by a couple thousand. Boom.
Yeah.
And we don't have to pay.
The Artifacts of Power book is drawn very nicely. A little hard to follow, but it's an ash can. It's like when they get to page 4, they stop with dialogue. There's no dialogue in the book after that. No word balloons at all.
They run out of things to say.
But it's a nice looking book. It looks nice. Philip Lyles, that's his name. Philip Lyles. There's. You know what's funny is that I just thought about it. There's no. Wow. There's no name on the cover, all right? No company markings. So if I didn't know better, I wouldn't know what company's making this book.
Looks pretty though.
Looks pretty, but yeah, that's a goof. I'll talk to Phil about that. That's a big goof. Wow.
The hero with no name. Just like Clint Eastwood in the Spaghetti Western.
What else did I pick up? What else have I picked up?
Shot of History.
Another Trico Lutkins production.
What? I'm not taking responsibility for that. There's 2 other parties to blame for that.
I like it. I've been reading it, and it's a lot of fun. I had to read Trico's. I almost said Dr. Wortham, Charles Moulton Marston entry.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I read that the other day. That was pretty interesting.
Marston was a hell of a guy. A hell of a guy. There'll be books written about him for many, many more years to come.
I got
They have an awesome book out on him called Secret Origin of Wonder Woman. It's very interesting.
Have you seen the movie?
Yeah,
No.
I saw the movie.
No, I haven't seen the movie. I want to see the movie. There's so much stuff I haven't seen lately. It's not even funny.
So, Randy?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me check the chat real quick.
Oh, they have it over there. Let's go back over there. He did Rich's Ramblings on Usenet. Don't care.
Then
his comics, X-Files, Flyers, and
X-Files?
Dirtbag. Back in nothing terribly memorable. Yeah, I agree. Dave the Supreme's in the house.
Yeah.
Dave, thanks for joining us. We have 7 people watching right now, and 3 of them are probably us.
I'm gonna get tongue tied now. I do have a question for you, Randy. The Rob Liefeld interview you sent me today. A couple days ago.
Yesterday, day before.
Want to recap what that was about?
It was a video he posted that was really good. He had a spiral rack just like mine back here, filled with old comics, 70s and 80s comics. And he just reached back and he grabbed one and he goes, "You see this Fantastic Four book?
Yeah.
This is the Fantastic Four book I read. First, I found this in a barber shop. The barber swapped me all of my Casper comics just for this book because I thought this book was so awesome. What made this book so awesome?" And he goes to the book going, page 1, action. Page 2, action. Page 3, action. Page 4, they're sitting around talking to each other, but they're talking about the action. Page 5, action. Add. Page 6, action. Page 7, action. Add. Page 8, action. Page 9, action. Add. Page 9 or page 10, action. Page 11, action. Add. You know, he goes, "This whole book is nothing but action and maybe 4 pages of people sitting around talking." And then he goes, "Now, I just read a 30-page comic, and it's a miracle. He actually got through it because I've tried to read those kind of books. 30-page book, not 1 page of action. Everybody was standing around doing this, and this is exactly what he did. He's like, everybody standing around doing this. Says, who wants to sit there and read 30 pages of people doing this?" He might as well have had a sock puppet. It was very good. It was very amusing, but he was really dead on. A high respect for that video, because it's slowly but surely you're starting to see some of these professionals actually get it, which is amazing. And he pointed out that his Major X series has got more action in it than what your typical Marvel books got, and to please pick it up. But you know, lots of respect to Rob for figuring that out. You know, he's dropped the circle template, and he's actually looking at what makes up comics, which is really cool. And I hope he learns and tells the company, you know, this is what I want to do with these books when I'm drawing them. I want there to be a lot of really hardcore action, or when I'm writing them too, a lot of hardcore action, because that's what sells these books.
And that's interesting. You mentioned that it's action, not violence.
Yeah. Well, there's a big difference, you know. Violence is Brie Larson grabbing a biker guy by the hand and completely breaking all the bones in his hand in exchange for his keys and his jacket, and then wheeling off on the motorcycle in the movie. That they decided to cut that scene out and just release it this week. Oh, well, they didn't put it in there because it made her look mean. It's like, dude, she already was mean. And if you didn't ask yourself when the biker guy drove up to her and said, "Hey, honey, why don't you smile?" And the next minute you see her driving the motorcycle with his jacket on, you kind of figured out what she did. So, and then you got these people actually going behind that, going, "Well, that was your tribute to Terminator." It's like, dude, Terminator was the villain in that movie.
You mean she didn't like sexually please him for the motorcycle?
I sincerely doubt that idea ever popped into anyone's head.
Damn it!
Watching that movie. Have you seen Captain Marvel? Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
That'll be in the deleted scenes section. They won't cut that back into the regular movie. But Variety ran it yesterday, and 1 or 2 other places ran it. And then all of these people, all these Brie Larson haters out there, of which there are many, did videos on it. YouTube videos, and then they went through and copy struck every last one of them just to bang their channel.
You know, you can tell.
So Ethan's got a video on there talking about it, and he's like, "I'm not showing you the video because I've had friends that have popped the video up and they automatically get copywritten strike."
Here's the thing: you can tell Captain Marvel as a movie didn't do as well as Marvel had hoped because of one reason. I've yet to see a parody porn. And
that's just the interest it generated. Captain Marvel did better than what they were expecting because they placed it between Avengers 3 and 4.
Then where is my parody porn?
Is there still people out there doing parody porn?
Oh yes. That's very well done. You should see the 1960s Batman version.
Okay. I lost track of the porn industry when I stopped selling this stuff. That was back in the mid to late 80s.
Yeah, so. That was before they had that was when they wouldn't even use condoms back then, were they?
Well, that was just as AIDS was coming in. Yeah. Back when I got fired from my adult bookstore job because I told them that you couldn't have the whole store as adult bookstore, that you had to have the guys had to have the excuse of going in and picking up their Hemmings Motor News so that they can sneak down the adult aisle and drop the hard money. So when their sales dropped, you know, they kind of flushed me because I got mouthy, but I burn bridges. What can I tell you?
That's something. I was working. I was working in the adult store when AIDS first came out. It's like,
You were no that I was.
yeah.
I wasn't just working them. I was running 3 of them up here in Flint. I was managing all 3 of them. I was the guy in charge until the boss, who was a small business owner, sold them all out to the bigger porn people out of Cleveland.
So from
Well,
porn to comics, that's how it's
Huh?
from porn to comics.
I told you that story, right? I did
Yeah.
I did a hardcore adult comic book that I tried to sell to them for them
Is that
to
Escapade?
print. Yeah. And that they wouldn't touch it. They said nobody wants to read porn comics when they can buy photographs. And then boom, Penthouse Comics come out just as I was fired.
Some artists making a very good living of that.
Penthouse paid really well. But the other porn stuff, the majority of that stuff, those guys didn't make a lot of money on. Don't let them fool you. I mean,
Talk about action in your comics.
huh?
Talk about action in your comics.
There you go. Yeah. Action in your comics. The Arrows comic line lasted for quite a few years. Diamond had their own adult catalog for the longest time. So
Good old Diamond. Diamond had their retailer summit week before last. No news came out of that though. They kept that pretty
tight.
Yeah.
What do you call it? McFarlane went on about Spawn. What is it? 1000 or something is coming out. Like I don't know. He did a big speech about that. Everyone was like videotaping it and posting it, but nothing. I don't know. Nothing earth shattering came out of there that I heard of.
I have a question for you, Trike.
Mhm.
How come? Why? Okay, so comic movies are doing well, but it seems to me that only Marvel comic movies are doing well. Because I've been looking at Hellboy. Okay, Hellboy. A couple other movies haven't done well. Why do you feel that is?
I don't know. The Hellboy one in particular, I think everyone just like the first Hellboy was good and everyone liked it, and then it was kind of like it was too soon to do a reboot or whatever of it, you know. Other than that, I know there's like a Hercules movie, the one with The Rock, that was based on a comic by Radical Comics, and the comic I thought was really good. It was almost like a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but for ancient Greece, because they got like all these heroes from ancient Greece and put them all into one comic.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the premise was really good. The movie didn't seem like it did that well though, so I don't know. Why none of them are doing as good, if DC, I think they were trying to do something way different than Marvel, and they saw it wasn't working, so then with the Shazam movie, they kind of made it more like a Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like I've heard pretty good stuff about that. I still haven't seen it yet.
That's why they hired Joss Whedon to redo Justice League, was to make it more like Avengers.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Avengers made tons of money.
Yeah.
And once they saw that cut of Justice League, they were like, pfft. Luckily Zack Snyder was already gone. So
I worry about indie movies. Indie comic book movies are not doing well. They come out and they so once they got that Marvel banner on it, and they obviously they won't because they're indie movies or indie comics, they tend to go right out of theaters very quickly.
Well, again, that's because of your brand recognition. MCU is a brand. Marvel's a brand, just like Almanac wants to turn it into a lifestyle brand. It's a brand that when they put Marvel Studios on a movie, there's a recognized level of quality. That's part of the reason why Captain Marvel sold as well as it did. They could do. I've been expecting them to announce a Howard the Duck movie for the last decade, just to do a little, hey George, we can do it better than you, kind of nod. And they haven't done it yet. I fully expect them to do one within before I pass this earth, but it would be nice to see. But anything Marvel could do anything right now. Obviously, they've proven that with the Captain Marvel movie. They can do anything they want and make money. And they'll be able to do that until they make a couple really, really bad stinker films. And it has to be crappy movies. Much worse than Captain Marvel.
Lewis says Hellboy fell because it wasn't the film fans wanted. They wanted the ending of the Del Toro version. The DC Comics, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam have all done reasonably well.
Well, the reason those three movies have done reasonably well also is because the executives didn't give a crap about them. They gave them a budget. They threw a practically unknown director in on all three of them, and they said, "Hey, do what you have to try to make this thing make money," because they're so focused on the Trinity. They're not even the Trinity because Wonder Woman doesn't fit that. Superman, Batman. That's all that's all they really care about. That's the one that the executives keep bumping in on. That's why they're not making money. So I totally believe there should be a 10-year moratorium on Batman films. Just stop, just stop and do it in a decade and see if it makes any more money. But in the meantime, do a Batgirl film or do not a Catwoman movie because that's got a stigma to it in Hollywood. Do somebody in the Batman universe, but don't do Batman.
Do you think there's any money in indie comics being in films?
It's all in the quality. That's why these things aren't selling. Is the quality. You got to build up that brand recognition. It's like I said, Marvel's at the epitome right now. But Disney movies can't do nothing unless they adapt one of their cartoons.
How about you think that you think indie movies, there's an indie comic out there that has the ability to be a successful movie?
Yeah, I think so. Depends on the quality of the movie or if they get some money behind it, I think they could. They had one indie comic. I picked it up at D2E2 years ago. It was like Bubba the Werewolf or Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. Mm-hmm. And the comic was all right. And then I saw the movie, and the movie was okay. It didn't have huge money in it, but it wasn't. It wasn't Otis Files or nothing. So, but it actually had a budget. So, and I don't know, that one, it seemed all right, but I haven't seen any. It was more kind of like one of those B-movie, like cult classic type things. I haven't seen any. Well, I don't want to say I haven't seen any because like some of them, like Scott Pilgrim and stuff like that they've made movies, and the movies. I thought the Scott Pilgrim movie was good, but indie as in like kind of like the smaller scene, like guys we would know. I haven't really seen any, but Hollywood's not picking them up. They're kind of looking for something they can kind of like an old idea they can kind of dust off and just reboot or something.
They'd rather do an all-female version of Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all. Most of these movies that are coming out, you don't even know they're based on comics.
Yeah,
and half of the advertising promotional campaigns, they won't even admit it.
Yeah,
I didn't know that Hercules movie was based off of a Radical comic. Mm-hmm. No idea. I've been waiting for Marvel. Marvel does a Hercules movie though; they'll blow it out of the water.
Yeah.
Dave the Supreme says, "Have you guys checked out the movie Brightburn?" He says it was awesome.
Was that based on a comic?
No, but it's based on Superman's origin.
Yeah. I remember seeing Grace was talking about that. Yeah.
Basically, what would happen if my son was Superman?
Yeah. That's why they need to do more Elseworlds and What If books, is because when you get that kind of freedom, you do some awesome stuff. I was watching a video yesterday where they were talking about that. The writers that wrote Endgame were big fans of that What If title. So they started doing a lot of that in Endgame because they could get away with it. Because they knew the snap would reverse a lot of that. So Thor gets fat and, Hawkeye turns into a assassin and all of this, the most radical changes that they think that they could find, in order to get the job done. Fans loved it. That's why it made the money it did.
Randy, when you were printing comics in the 80s, in the 90s. Which the print you guys had only a few printers you can go to, correct?
Well, no, there was a lot larger variety than what there is now. I mean, we went with Printy because Printy was local. We could go right across the bridge or under the tunnel at Windsor, and they were right there.
So, I have a question from a creator. I may have asked you a version of this question a week ago or so, but a particular creator has an issue where they have ended their relationship with a publisher.
I remember that scenario.
And the publisher will not stop selling their book.
Uh-huh.
They've asked nicely. The publisher maintains that these books that are being sold are from backstock and they need to make their money back. I'll take it to Trico first. Trico, how would you handle the situation?
I guess it depends on what the contract said. Because if you're not careful on the contracts, you can kind of give away certain media rights to a character. So if I was a guy, I'd double check the contract to see if, make sure he didn't sell off basically give away the rights to the character to the publisher.
Mm-hmm. And Randy, would you
didn't we have the exact same problem with the guy selling prints? Like in our first couple of weeks that we were talking, it's not the same guy.
Friend of mine, it's kind of the same problem, except for
it's not the same people, though, right?
No.
Well, there's no way he's going to be able to stop that without getting lawyers involved.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to have to spend the bucks, either that or put up with the book constantly coming out.
As his new publisher, would you back off?
Back off of printing that book?
Yeah, as the new.
Oh publisher. Yeah. But back when I was doing Arrow Comics, I printed 2 issues of A Semantic Lace. I had the guy under contract for 3 issues.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't fulfill the 3rd issue, but they were he was real happy to take the collection over to Devil's Due, who ended up printing it in an incredibly small anime format that you couldn't see hardly any of the guy's detail on. Mm-hmm. And they never bothered to contact me, compensate me, or do anything about fulfilling the rest of the contract. Mm-hmm. So, but by the time he had that issue done, I wasn't in a position to print the book anyway. It's just one of the many books, like I mentioned last week, I was more worried about printing their book than printing my stuff. So live and learn.
Lewis says, Brightburn, according to the savior of comics, Mark Waid, ripped off from Irredeemable Book from Boom. From his Irredeemable Book from Boom.
Good luck. Get that, prove that in legal. That'll be good. There's another lawsuit for you, Mark. He's not the savior. He's one of the saviors. The other savior was Gail Simone. The 2 of them have saved the industry, or at least have saved the art form. They haven't saved the industry worth a whit, but they sure have saved the art form by making everybody go to Indiegogo.
Randy, would you do a panel of Gail?
Yeah, I probably would. That'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think you can keep your temper?
I think I'd probably end up getting what would they call that? Twitter herded. After it was done, she'd sick all of her followers on me because she wouldn't like everything that I would tell her. But it's at least now she's known for saving the art form as opposed to complaining that too many girlfriends got shoved into refrigerators. So there's that.
I think everybody.
She's not going to be known for reviving Plastic Man or reviving Domino. I'll tell you that right now.
I think everybody on our panel here has had problems with someone in the mainstream, like directly.
I haven't had any problems with Simone directly.
Oh no, you burned so many bridges. I mean, you.
I burned. Yeah, I probably just did, but that doesn't matter. I don't plan on working with her.
Like, I mean, I think I told you guys about the time that I got home and I was super excited. I seen my phone lit up and said, "You have a message from you've been added by Dan Slott."
Oh yeah.
I thought, sweet. And I clicked on it, and it was Dan Slott saying, "Hey, @kid_vu." That's my Twitter handle. And he added someone else too in there, and he says, Since you follow someone who refers to me as human garbage, maybe you don't want to follow me at all.
And I told you should have wrote Dan Slott back and said, which person? Because I follow a lot of people that call you human garbage.
I did add him back and say,
I follow a lot of people that worship the ground you walk on too. What the hell?
I tweeted back asking him who was it, and he never responded. And I screenshotted that conversation on one of my other older phones. I'm gonna when I find out which phone it is, I'm going to pull it up.
And then he block botted you, and you haven't heard from him since.
Yeah, he deleted the tweet. Yeah. But yeah. And then Trico is lactose intolerant and doesn't like milkshakes.
That's all stuff we don't have to cover.
Yeah.
So everybody now, all the CGers are in fear of being milkshaked when they go to a show. And it's all like, why should we do a show? We talk to thousands of people every time we do a live stream. That's more people we talk to in 2 days at a show.
Yeah.
They'll put on their own show in a couple of years anyway. They all want to go to Vegas once they make some serious money. They'll do Vegas, then you'll never see them at the show, or they'll all be e-ticket rides like Jim Lee used to be, where you had to buy your ticket in advance and they're only there for 3 hours, because if they're not out gambling, they're running off their hangover in their hotel room.
It used to be Jim Lee's ticket was it $150 at Motor City Comic Con?
Yeah. The last show I was at, where he was at, you had to buy your ticket in advance.
Yeah, that's how
we were laughing that it was an e-ticket ride. That was all right though. Everybody was standing in line waiting for Jim Lee. I was getting my Zap comic signed by Robert Crumb, so it was okay. I was happy to have that happen. Though I felt bad for him and Picard though, or Picard, because there wasn't hardly anybody in their lines. They deserved more respect than that. But anyway.
I was upset that at Motor City Comic Con, Trico had a line for his books and I didn't.
That's because he was constantly humping on Facebook. Only 3 left.
Yeah.
It's only 2 left. Look at this sign. It says it's got the 3 dashed out, the 2 dashed out. It's only 1 left. Better get it.
Yeah, there's a certain
marketing.
Local, yeah. Well, there's a certain local comic creator that, I don't know if the person only brings like 5 copies to every con, but every con they do that and they sell out.
That's that the guys variant that print 25 right that keep Comics Wellspring busy.
No.
We had the creator wasn't there because I was kind of joking around, I was hoping they'd see it or something, and kind of they'd get us kind of, joking with them and stuff, And I even did, because their big thing is they sell out internationally. So when Otis Files, UFO Otis Files sold out, I put it was sold out intergalactically. kind of one up them.
Which it was.
Yeah.
Sold out intergalactically.
Was that the last copy you had?
Yeah. I don't even know if I'll make any more. Nowadays it's almost anything, as long as you got the files, you can make more of them. But everyone else that was in the movie, they've never asked to have copies. Requested to get any copies to sell at their table, and I'm kind of doing the rebranding thing. It's a big buzzword now, is rebranding. So I'm kind of doing that. So I'm not going to sell it at my table anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Put the lid on it for 10 years and make it a valuable reprint.
Yeah.
Just reprint the same file and tell them, it was an accidental warehouse find.
Yeah.
Found a couple cases of this old book and we're selling it for twice cover price.
Yeah.
Just because we're nice.
It's a re-release from the Trico Vault.
Yeah. I'm sure there's never been anybody out there that's ever done that.
Yeah.
Lewis says,
Is that your dog, Variant?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Trico's dog?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I give my dogs a shot of Benadryl before I go home. Lewis says, piffed. The last time I was at a show where Lee was Las Vegas Comic Con, and he and Silvestri were more interested in going to the computer convention in the other room to get gear.
Now, what can you say? Conventions can be boring. I'll never forget the first Fantasticon that was held in Birch Run. And we all wanted to go over to the other side and
See the chickens.
see the chicken show.
Yeah.
We all did. There's chicken in cages in the next room. Let's
Explain.
go.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
That's exactly what I told you. There was a chicken show going on in the next auditorium.
They had the Michigan.
We had to go.
Yeah, the Michigan Chicken Expo was going on next door at the Birch Run Expo Center.
And breaking news, there is actually a Michigan Chicken Expo.
Mhm.
And it was held in Birch Run that year. They had chickens in cages.
Yeah.
And over in the next room, there were artist monkeys sitting behind tables.
And you guys want to all go see the chickens.
Who
Yeah.
knew? It's
They
like,
had
what's
all there.
all
Yeah.
that clucking noise going on? We were trying to blame it on the other self-publishers, but that was not to be. It was all the chickens in the cages next door.
They had all of them there. They had original. They had extra crispy. Every kind of chicken you can think of.
With and without feathers,
Yeah.
some that laid Easter eggs. It was amazing. Absolutely fascinating. Every type of chicken and rooster you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
More cockadoodle doo-doo than you could handle. Variant's just shaking his head. He doesn't believe it. You weren't at the show. You need
I
to.
can't believe you guys wanted to go to the Cock Fest.
You know why? It was more interesting than the show that we were in. Sorry. That was not nice, and I'm sorry.
Well, they did have the Michael Bay Optimus Prime truck there at the
Yeah.
Fantasticon. That was the guest, the big media guest for that convention.
Yep.
Randy, did you
I love their shows at Soaring Eagle, though. That's awesome. They're awesome.
Yeah, I want to go to that one.
Yeah.
how many times have you done space?
Me?
Yeah.
Couple. Long time ago.
Trico, you?
For some reason, Corby keeps moving his date across from my date. So or I never get down there. Or again, he never invites me. So that's the way that goes. Trico, what about you?
I went there once. I liked it. I think we did all right. That was in the early days when Josh and I used to do a lot of cons together. I think we did all right at Space. I remember I was sick as hell. I got like a really bad cold, and I was like burning up with a fever. So I went outside to cool down and everything. And but the show itself was good. I saw Harvey Pekar was dead at the time, so his wife was doing a panel, and she was really cool. I felt kind of bad because at first she was like, "Yeah, my book," and everyone's kind of looking there with like a lost look in their eyes, like, "What?" And she's like, you guys don't know about my book, do you? She's like, "Are you just here to hear stories about Harvey?" And everyone kind of like looks down like ashamed. So then she just told us stories about him.
We're sorry.
Yeah.
Tell us about Harvey. Yeah.
I have the American Splendor movie. Shamefully, that's how I learned of Harvey Pekar.
A lot of people. You shouldn't be ashamed. A lot of these kids coming up have no idea what the comics history was. That's why they think Crumb's a degenerate, and they've never heard of Vaughn Baudet, and half of these trailblazing great artists from way back when. They think everybody has to draw like Jim Lee.
Oh, very angry.
You know,
it was a legend. Everyone should be watching him. He's doing big things, like getting snubbed for the Gary Reed Award. Anyway,
buddy, what can I tell you? Don't let it hang over your head. Just let it pass. Sometimes you just have to let art flow through you.
they can go home with the award. I went home. The coonskin cap.
There you go. And you got better tail than they did. I can almost assure you.
My wife does not like this hat.
I have no idea why. Oh, well, it's, you play with that tail more. Never mind.
She doesn't want me to wear it in public. She was upset that I was going on live with it. Are you going on live with that? I was like, yes. Why? Because it's my new trademark.
We should all find unique hats and become the hat men.
We should.
The Hat Men discuss comics. That could be a gimmick.
Yeah.
That's just like those referee uniforms we all need to get with the whistles.
Yeah.
With that,
Red and the red and yellow cards. Be the comic referees.
Flag on the play. 10
You
yard.
know, tweet Mark Wade saves the industry. Touchdown. Good for the art form. Lose your case. Here we go. Anyway.
Think he's gonna lose?
Oh, buddy. They are going to stall. If they don't get that out on a technicality, which they're desperately looking for right now, they're going to quietly try to settle with, it's not Russell, with Richard. Then that Richard won't settle. That's the thing, because he wants that public apology. He will get it. He will get it eventually. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I've got a Grand Poobah hat, but it probably doesn't fit my head right now. So.
Yeah, but I was at a charity thing and they're raffling like 5 of these off. So I won the charity raffle for it. And I'm like, what am I going to do with these? Now I know.
Now, whenever you want to feel like Eric the Red, here we go.
Yeah.
Respect me. I have the helmet.
That's awesome. I like that.
It's when you get the big mug of beer and you start yelling, "Come here, wench. Sit on my lap." You're going to have to grow the beard out now, though.
And it's when you know, you say, let's sit on my lap. We'll talk about the first thing that pops up. Unfortunately, her reply is, "Sorry, I don't like short stories."
But
Oh, I have a joke for you guys.
Yeah.
And it's for every dad to tell their child. And we got a lot of fathers listening. So there's a lumberjack. He's in the forest, and he comes across his tree, and he readies his axe. He pulls it back, and just as he goes to swing, the tree says, "Wait! I'm a talking tree." And the lumberjack says, "That's okay. You're gonna dialogue." Oh, it's one of those moaner dads.
You saw that meme I circulated yesterday about I want to have my coffin made out of my record collection.
Yeah.
So it'll be my vinyl resting place. That's about right at that level, buddy. Right about there.
You're gonna dialogue.
Yep.
So, Traco, I asked Randy this. I'm gonna ask you. Name a comic company you'd like to take over. A mainstream comic company.
Like one of the big 2, or
Yeah.
That narrows your choice.
yeah.
Pick any of them. Just don't say IDW. They released their financial statements today. You don't want that company. You don't want it.
I couldn't do any worse there, I guess.
Hey, I made more money than IDW has in the last year.
Yeah.
My comic company has, and it doesn't exist. Honest to God. They are so in the red that anyway, I'm sure there's a good joke in there somewhere.
I
Hey, folks in the chat, how far in the red is IDW? They're so in the red that
they're so in the red that they need tampons.
give us some answers. Oh, that was family friendly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Tampons?
Tampons.
Depends.
That depends.
Okay, Track. I'm gonna give you a company. I'm gonna give you DC.
Oh, DC?
Yeah,
That's
What do
okay,
you
because
walk
I took Marvel. Squirrel Girl's #1.
Yeah.
I'll turn
do you
that
walk
book around in 6 months. Nobody will know what hit him.
What do you do? What do you walk in a company and do now?
I don't know. They got like a lot of characters that are really underutilized. So I don't know. I like Classic Man. I like a buddy of mine is into Hawkman, and I'm like, Hawkman. It got me thinking. I'm like, oh, there's a ton of stuff they could do, you know. And they have like a ton of different characters. So I would probably, I don't know if Batman's like their moneymaker right now or what, but it seems like.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. That's why Tom King doesn't go past 85.
Yeah. Well,
They're done. They saw a 0 dropout after the right around the Batman Catwoman marriage.
Oh,
So they're gonna give Tom King like 6 issues to finish that storyline, but not in the main continuity. They flushed Tom King away from the regular Batman books.
oh, okay. Yeah,
There's 9 watching now. Hey, 9.
sweet. We're up to 9.
Speak up in the chat. Let's try to break that. Tell a friend. Let's go for double digits.
It's probably someone we've insulted.
Bert Renke says IDW is so in the red that Russia is looking to acquire them.
So, Trago, what do you do first day?
I don't know. Probably just look at some of the properties that they have not, that they haven't really used.
Pull the plunger. Pull the plunger.
Yeah. It feels like I don't know. Every story arc is involving Batman and Superman. It's almost like the movies where like everything revolves around those two. So I don't know. I probably just tell everyone, hey, pick a character. We're gonna do something that hasn't been done yet. You know.
Yeah, I knew an editor up at DC many years ago, and he knew that I was able to write. He told me that I should send him a synopsis, a story that for one of the odd characters that they have. And he says, "Let me check." And I could hear over the phone, thump, flip, 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 flip. And he goes, I'm not joking. He goes, "Detective Chimp, you could do Detective Chimp." I said, no. Don't want to do Detective Chimp.
Well, according Trico's first order of business is to turn Robin into a furry.
Yeah.
A furry or a fury?
No, a furry. He's gonna walk around with the tail and the head and the paws, and yeah.
Somebody, who was it? DDO? Somebody up there was saying that that Nightwing is on their death list. That they really they've been wanting to kill that character off for years. He seems to have a following, though.
Yeah, everyone likes him.
Nightwing has the best ass in comics. What are you talking about?
That's Captain America.
Captain America has America's ass. Come on.
Yeah, that's America. That's not the best ass.
It's not Brie Larson.
Oh, she suffers from a debilitating disease. It's called Noesitol.
I thought that was the drug she was taking.
We're gonna get dogs. Dogs and swatted.
Nobody listens to this. 30 people listen to this channel, buddy.
That's all it takes. We
won't get doxxed for a couple of years till we get famous and they go back on all of our shit. And then they'll never let us forget it. You know what they said 5 years ago? They said Brie Larson took no acetol. Dox these people. Call CPS. They can call CPS on my kid.
Yeah, your kid's grown.
I don't have any kid.
Yeah.
All my kids are grown and gone. It's too late. They've already been bent. So, I'll never forget it when I was, my daughter was bringing somebody home. She was in her early teens. She goes, "That's my dad. He's a perv." I'm like, "Well, thanks." Okay.
Oh, Dave asked a good question. Do you think it's necessary to have a publisher?
You are your publisher. But but you should be your own publisher.
Lewis says, no, you don't need to have a publisher to make comics or distribute them as long as you want to do the marketing distribution yourself.
Look at all these Indiegogo dudes. Man, wow. Who was it? Earthworm Jim passed 200,000. Lone Star just passed, 100,000? Just went into 6 digits, less than a week. He had that Indiegogo running for less than a week, and he popped 100,000.
I have everybody know that I popped $20 at the local con.
There you go.
So
absolutely winning. That's what that is.
Holla at your boy, doing it real big. You know,
doing the big 2. They're all out there on Indiegogo screaming 6 figures, young lady. You popped the big 2.
I did $20. I'm telling you right now, I went straight to McDonald's afterwards. Got myself a number 2 combo, large.
Probably on your way home. That's why you didn't go to Turtle Creek while you were up there.
No, that con actually I did okay. I did okay at both cons. I just book sales are down at cons sometimes. Depends on the show. Some shows are print heavy. Some
Book
shows-
sales are down all over. That's why Samedi stopped doing graphic novels. He says he sees the end of the graphic novel market, as especially with that other book distributor that just folded, went out. So there's Diamond and Ingram now. That's it. They're Amazon, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
But there's always, crowdfunding. You got to just get a rep. That's all. You got to get a name. You got to have people that follow you and just sit out there until you're recognized enough so that you can make a profit on the book that you're doing.
Lewis says running DC is simple. 1, purge all the Wildstorm, Top Cow, Aspen artists and their quote unquote writers. 2, purge all the redundant comics. Wait a minute. Whoa. Are you gonna purge like all 5 Batman comics?
You wouldn't have anybody there. Because old Didio will tell you that there's no talent out there.
Didio.
There's no Didiot. That's what they're starting to call him now. Somebody called him that. I thought that was kind of ingenious. Wasn't me. I didn't call him a Didiot. But anyway. You can't you don't go to the shows. How do you know there's no talent?
Could you work with him?
Who what?
Could you work with him?
Long enough to be his boss and fire him. I would love that. That would be awesome. If I had that working DC, that would be a bottom ground floor up, Flushing. I would sit there and go through everybody's book and go through the titles. And the first day would be calling people in, and half of the people would be gone and the other half would be scared. That's exactly what I do.
Are you suggesting that you fire everyone? Is there?
No, well, not if they prove themselves as being writers. I mean, I'd have to see some work from them. Like I told you when you asked me what I would do with Marvel, I'd sit there in my desk with an egg timer and tell me your favorite story, and see what happens, and tell me the favorite story that you've written.
Are you? I'm sorry. I thought you were suggesting that you were gonna can Jim.
No, I'd keep him around long enough.
Okay. Making sure.
Make him perform. That's okay. It's all right. He's probably one of the few people that's actually trying to hold that company together. Lord knows they fired everybody else under him, and he's doing the job of all those people. I don't know what Didio's doing new.
And he's now Jim Lee is the publisher and the CCO.
Yeah.
He's got 2 jobs.
What does that mean?
Chief Creative Officer.
Yeah. Okay. Isn't that the same? Isn't that the exact same position that Salma Almanat has over at Marvel?
No. That's
just
Quesada
asking. No, isn't Quesada higher up than that?
No. He's CCO.
Is he? No, I mean Chief Creative Officer.
Yeah, that's CCO. That's what he is.
Doesn't Salma Almanat have that job? What's her job up there?
Sana, hold on. Sana is the.
I thought she was CCO.
No.
Chief Creative Officer in charge of new projects.
Hold on.
And SJW follow-ups. What?
Sana is. Excuse me.
Chief backer of SJW Spider-Man. That's Jim. Anyway, that's Joe. Sorry.
She is just listed as a.
I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Yeah.
But man, he sure hasn't come out and said anything against it. All those people are hiding now. They've blockbotted all the CGers because they figured out the CGers are making money on them. You complain up on Twitter, they capture your Twitter, then they do a 10-minute viral video that they make a couple thousand on. They're making money off of us. We got to stop talking to them. So, which is okay because really they just want them to go away.
Can't say anything bad about Sana. She's very pretty to me. I have a crush.
Did I say anything bad about Sama? I was just asking what
I said
outside of her the fallacy of them wanting to make Marvel a lifestyle brand, concentrate more on your comics instead of your cooking shows. That'd be the. I have nothing against her personally.
Oh no! I didn't say you didn't say anything. I have a crush on her.
I'll tell you this though, I didn't have a lot of respect for Mechanic until I read her background. I went up there and read about her because I think I told you I read the first Captain Marvel book, the one where she's putting on the proctology exam glove on the cover, and then the second one where it's raining cats, and the second one was a lot better than the first one. So I'm like, where did she suddenly learn to write? And I went back and looked at her Wikipedia. Well, come to find out, she's been dialoguing manga forever, and have done like with Mark Millar, done a ton of manga translations. So she kind of learned how to dialogue with the best. Only she had to translate it from Japanese to American. English. Not even English.
You're gonna get
that's it.
Yeah.
That's the proctology glove cover.
that sweet hole.
Bend over. That's exactly the look on her face. Bend over. Get ready. Assume the position. You can't tell me that wasn't a conscious decision on their part to put that cover out there.
Look at all the Captain Marvel stuff.
Well, you see, Carol Danvers, when she was in this era, was raped by Rogue. When she was in this era, she was raped by an alien and then ran off with the Spawn. But now she's Captain Marvel. But anyway.
It's yeah.
I like Miss Marvel. I like the idea behind Miss Marvel. I do. I think I just wish it was written better. The current Miss Marvel, I mean, with the outfit is awesome. The powers are good. It could be a real solid character. They've tried to do some fun things with her, with Lockjaw and that, try to make her an Inhuman and all of this. But man, there's so much more that they could be doing with those characters. So much more bank that they could be making. It's irritating. But anyway, that's.
Oh, let me see here. Hey, you guys see my wall is growing. The wall is growing.
Yeah.
Got a couple more books in there. I'll talk about this book real quick. Actually, Base Force.
Now, Bert said, or Lewis says, Sama is just an editor. She's not. She's in charge of creative projects. She's got a higher ranking than that. Lewis, you need to look.
Base Force. It's written by my friend of mine, Chris Tomasma. The art on this book.
Wait a minute. Oh, I didn't see that B to start with. I'm sorry. Because there's so much emphasis on that A. Is that one that you printed?
No.
Oh,
you
okay.
You thought that it said ass force.
Well, I knew it couldn't have because, you want to sell that at shows.
No, it's Base Force.
Is that Base Force or Bass Force?
Base Force.
Are they dealing with fish or guitars? You can tell me.
It's bass.
And why are they forcing them? That's what I want to know. And what are they forcing them into?
It's actually a pretty good book.
It's not like that Marvel book where they told you to be violent. Force works. No. They stopped that title when Quesada decided that you could actually have Avengers back on the cover again. Was I wrong to pick on them? Are they friends?
Well, no. Everyone knows what to expect out of this show.
Huh? Nobody watches this show anyway. Everybody hates me. I've just burned another bridge. I'm so sorry.
They're gonna come back on us, and oh man, we're gonna pay the price. But
They're just waiting for us to release our book so that they can pick on it just as hard. Yeah. Sorry, son. Go back about 30 years. You'll be able to find stuff. There's stuff out there.
I like this book. I like the art. I think the art is pretty good.
Yeah, I like the colors.
Yeah.
And that's not a compliment I throw around lightly because I think the majority of colors in modern comics just blows completely. But this person's actually he's working off of a good palette.
Yeah. This book is really interesting. I liked it. Chris Tomasma has grown as a writer. In fact, I think this is his best work yet. I hope he continues this story. It's really interesting. I like it. I think it's going to be a good book for him.
I like the bent perspective.
Yeah,
kind of fun.
good.
What is it, right?
Yeah, that was really good. I like the angle, like kind of looking up at the heroes towards the end on that last page. That was really good.
Don't say girl and end when you're associating that with it.
I skipped the page to avoid that sweet copyright strike. But
What they probably would give you one just because of how bad we've been talking about their book. I'm sorry.
everybody will give me a copyright strike. That's actually a good book. That's actually a good one.
It looks good. Yeah, it looks great.
I'll tell you,
If I was the editor, though, I'd ask him about the title. And then I would ask him about the logo, because why are you emphasizing the A?
because base. Base.
Okay.
Pow. Sorry. I made
No,
it.
it's okay. I'm just asking. I don't mean it to be mean. And everything we say here, especially on the indie books, it's really just in jest. So it's not it's not meant to be vicious, and I'm sorry if anybody takes it that way. I just did, Randy. They don't mention anything other than editor on her wiki page. I had to hunt somewhere. I guess they recently made her VP, director of content and character development.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That it's been longer than just recently. It's been since Ms. Marvel come up. So it's been like 5 or 6 years. I think she's the one that probably decided to fatten up Squirrel Girl, which is a shame. Look, it's the spirit.
Yeah.
Somebody miscolored him and suddenly he doesn't have a tie. It's all good.
Tracker, you want to explain that?
No. Very likes dredging up all these ghosts from my past. I'm trying to forget and sell out of it.
Again, another book I enjoyed. I sat there and watched it. The only thing that I was upset about, Tracker, was I'm reading the comic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you tricked me. You tricked me because as I settle in,
You were looking for Ebony all this time, just didn't show up.
no, I get to here, and Trico tricks me. I get to the end, chapter 1, right? And Trico tricks me into reading the damn novel.
Words.
Yes.
Damn words.
Words. I mean, they end pretty soon. They end pretty quick, but words, no pictures.
Did you ever see the Black Mark book
No.
that Gil Kane kicked out?
No.
I love stuff like that. You ever see his what was the magazine that he did? I have a copy of that too. That has it looked like Lee Marvin was the main character. You know what I'm talking about, Trico? Gil Kane.
Nah, it doesn't ring any bells.
Yeah, I got to go through my stuff and pull out all this oddball stuff that I love. But Black Mark, he did a series of regular paperbacks back when they had, paperbacks everybody was buying paperbacks back when Conan was first out and they were reprinting all of the Tarzan books and that. He did a graphic novel back then. This was back in probably the late 70s. He did 2 issues of a Barbarian After the Apocalypse book called Black Mark that Marvel put together in the Marvel Preview magazine for a while and finished off the second book. But it was a combination of words and pictures that he had Archie Goodwin come in and do the actual dialogue on. That's an interesting book. Fantagraphics probably about 10, 15 years ago, stuck both of the volumes together into one nice thick book it was larger than a trade paperback, but originally it was out in trade paperback size. Or not trade paperback. It was out in regular paperback size. Like you would find in the drugstores or at Myers or whatever. Regular paperback. But they released it in a bigger trade size that was a couple of inches larger in both directions. That was a lot of fun, but it was a combination of pictures and words.
Dave asked, is it smart to keep printing your comic book issue by issue, or should you turn every few issues into a paper trade?
Yeah, Lewis says his name is Savage. No, you should keep playing and kicking it out however you think you're going to sell and make money on it.
I think that it's a smart idea to keep those single issues there. But I mean, you can always collect 1 through 6 and offer that for people who want a kind of like a self-contained arc.
Exactly right. You can always do it later, but you should settle on a format, and you shouldn't have to sit there and go, well, it doesn't fit a comic bag, so I guess I'm not going to do that either. You should settle on a cool format that's going to make you unique and look awesome, and just keep, print up little chapters that you can collect together into a book later. Absolutely.
Tracker, what do you think?
I don't know. The industry seems like it's moving towards a graphic novel. I'd prefer just to do like single issues or one shots, because it seems like at cons trying to get them to, drop like 10 or $20 on something, they're not familiar with is impossible. Like half the time I'm trying to get them to spend $5 for a comic, and it's like pulling teeth. So I can't imagine what it'd be like to have a graphic novel you're trying to hawk for like, 15, $20, and, people are asking or acting like you're asking them to sign a second mortgage or something,
Absolutely. Look at the people. Look at how Samedi is growing, doing newsprint comics.
A second mortgage? I had no problem signing that third one. I did.
Look at Blood Realm by Alterna. That's a fantasy book. He kicked out the prologue pretty much in 3 issues, 1, 2, and 3, and then he'll collect that later after he does a couple more chapters of the story. But 1, 2, and 3 told a nice complete story. But once you read it, you realize it's a prologue, that he's got a lot more coming in that particular fantasy world. And the artist that he had doing that is very unique, very unusual stuff. A lot of negative space work. He was printing it in only black and white and red. That I thought was really effective. And he'll kick it out in a graphic novel later. What he's talking about now, about putting a lot of his collected stuff together, the stuff that runs 4 issues, putting them together into 80-page giants and charging $4.99 for them. That's what he's probably going to start doing early next year, because he says, according to his numbers, the graphic novel market is dying. He said that if he had kept going doing just graphic novels instead of jumping to newsprint, that he probably wouldn't have a company by 2020. He would be done, because they would have lost that much money, because the numbers on sales in the graphic novels are just littered through every distribution avenue that you can imagine. That's why these guys are doing Indiegogo books. They're not even thinking about Amazon or any of the distributors right now, because they're going direct to the customer for a retail price. So I would stay away. I would look away from the graphic novel, try to find another format. Definitely sell chapters, though, or sell enough of the story that you're going to reward somebody for buying your book. Look at what Alterna is doing. I think you're going to see a lot of companies start going in that direction real quick, even though the retailers are complaining that the price point is too low. So I think Samedi's going to start jumping up to 80, 100-page books, is what he said. He's really looking at doing that within the next couple of years. He won't do it all, because he's clearing money. He's making money now doing 99-cent reprints that go through the newsstand, and he's getting 40% returns. And he's still making money. And he's happy to take returns, because he turns them around, just like I did with the Flint Comics paper. You just do a show, and he does shows and sells them, or sells them online. But
he's a lucky so-so-be. I can't sell any books.
And again, he wouldn't be anywhere either if the silly SJWs hadn't pulled so much attention to his company. He added a 0 last year, or got really close to it. He had to go out and find new facilities. Negative publicity is publicity. Any publicity is good publicity.
All right, so you guys will like this. So part of the show is going to get me in a lot of trouble.
The who what?
Part of the show is going to get me in a lot of trouble.
This part? Oh, is this our gossip segment?
Yes, it is.
All right.
A little bit of Mitch McConnell artwork there, it looks like. Am I wrong?
So here it is. Hot and spicy for you. So I have it on good authority. There are some really, really shiesty ass publishers out there.
You don't say.
Hi, Captain Obvious. What the hell?
I'm talking about so dirty they make my teeth itch.
Why does dirty make your teeth itch?
I don't know. I don't know. So my teeth is my George.
That lousy protein bar I just had still makes my teeth itch.
So
Anyway,
there's one publisher out there, and he is inflating his numbers. Do you know how he's inflating his numbers?
it's not how.
He's inflating his numbers by actually adding up not just his Kickstarter. Oh no. No. But how many books he prints from other people.
That just adds another 25.
If anyone doesn't know the 25, it's because I talked to a publisher that only prints 25 copies of each book at a time. And Randy thinks that's preposterous.
I pick on him because it's funny.
It is funny. Also,
I know Samedi's cutting his cost by offering a print deal that people can gang ship along with the books that he does. If he's printing, 5,000, he just runs the book into the bottom, probably the bottom rung of the pages that he's prepping out, because it's easier to keep the press on for 5 minutes and print an extra 1,000 copies of whatever, and if it all comes out on a big sheet. So if that book is, streamed along the bottom of one of his books, and he doesn't have a book to throw in, instead, he's saving money, and he's saving the other guy he's printing's money. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Okay. So there's somebody out there printing somebody else's books, and then they're calling it their companies.
Yep. Proclaiming big numbers.
I don't know what to tell you there.
And it's talenting seeing their money. And they want to know where the hell their dollars are at.
What now?
They want to know where the hell their dollars are.
What dollars? From the money, the books that he's selling?
Yes.
Because they're not matching the books that he's printing?
That's right. He's claiming upwards of 6,000-7,000 books sold.
Well, that's their problem.
Yes, and they're pissed.
Well, yeah, that's what lawyers are for.
Now,
get the contract going.
Now, another Michigan publisher.
Make sure there's paper. Don't narrow it down like that, buddy.
Oh yeah, I got you. This week, actually, over the weekend, lost his damn mind. When he decided that his employees weren't working hard enough and demanded, I say again, he demanded that they all quit their day jobs and focus on the company.
I don't know what to tell you there.
Are you all speechless?
I never quit my day job.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about.
He said, quit your day job and focus on my company.
Obviously, these people aren't married. Put them all in the same commune like CrossGen. There we go. That worked really well for CrossGen.
Randy, your publisher comes in and says, you're not sacrificing hard enough for this company.
I wouldn't have that happen, buddy, because I print myself.
Huh?
That would be me talking to myself. That's why I'm a self-publisher.
At some point, you work for someone, right?
Not on a regular basis. I mean, I freelanced for a lot of people, but it didn't mean that I had to sit at their show and promote their other books.
All right, Trico. You work at a comic book company. Really bad one. You're managing editor of a really sucky comic book company, Last Call Comics. And that asshole editor in chief over there comes in and says, you're not sacrificing hard enough for this company. I want you to quit your job down at McQuarrie's, 5 and Dime, and I want you to come work on this company. What do you do?
Well, what would I do?
Yeah.
I would, respectfully decline that offer.
I'd ask what my salary is. How much
Yeah.
you paying me? No. This is how much you're paying me. You got to match what I'm making now.
Yeah, because that was my question when I was told that they had been asked to quit their day jobs and focus on the company, and not just one but all had been told that.
It's
And
idiots out there all the time. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You're getting yourself bound up over minutia from other companies.
I have to. That's what makes these chats so fun.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it is
Yeah.
industry talk, but
So
it's not how it's. These guys are always going to make. There's always going to be bonehead companies out there making bonehead decisions. Look at how far in debt IDW is. You know, what can you do?
IDW has stripper parties.
Not allow them to go out for milkshakes anymore. Say what?
They have stripper parties.
IDW does?
Yep.
When did that start? Damn it, I need to be employed.
I also understand it that they
There's no way that can happen. They're too diverse and too progressive there for that to happen. The girls would be screaming.
maybe the SGW strip.
Are you talking about this particular publisher?
Oh no. The particular publisher I'm talking about, they have no strippers. There are no strippers there.
Okay.
But it's quite sad because in all reality, they ask their employees that to quit their day jobs to come focus on the company with no payment whatsoever. That is that's an asshole move.
That's a pretty quick way to lose any talent that's there.
Yeah. And I hope they can get it together because I think that I hate to see indie publisher close up, especially one that's it's not new, but a couple years old. You hate to see that happen to them. They should be able to survive with the rest of us, but sometimes you make dumb decisions and stuff like that happens because you tell your employees to quit their day jobs and they have what do we do? We quit our day jobs. How do we make money? How do we feed our families?
Yeah.
And like Traco said, you can respectfully decline, or you can say
Lewis wants to point out that CrossGen was partially run by one of the saviors, Mark Waid.
Yeah, didn't Mark Waid send somebody a black wreath?
Yeah, that was the owner of the company once his wife passed.
I ought to keep this up.
He didn't just send a black wreath; he sent it with a ha-ha note.
It is my dream to send ha-ha notes out.
Karma is a bitch. Karma is a bitch.
I gotta show you guys something. This has absolutely nothing to do with indie comics at all. But I came across this article.
We're jumping tracks.
I'm sorry, but it's about how dirty this industry is.
Oh, so it is industry related.
Yeah.
To make your teeth itch?
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. I probably can't play the video because I'll probably get flagged.
Don't get copyright struck.
Yeah. So I'll just put up the freaking. And there's a Wizard World. Oops. There's a Wizard World ad there too. So see, it is industry related.
Wizard World, your favorite. Man who hasn't cleaned his penis in 24 years leaves viewers horrified. Well, again, we're getting into adult content here, but they did for the longest time say circumcision was a lot healthier. Because it helped keep the penis clean.
Which brings me to how dirty this industry is. Wanted to
It
check.
says, is this a bleeding cool article? That looks like it. Look at
No.
all them ads.
No, it's Unilad. It's actually there's a couple of videos out on it. It just started popped up in my timeline today on Facebook, and I thought I should.
That sounds like a really, really bad character from the Legion of Substitute Heroes.
Unilad.
I am a Unilad. I wear a lunatard. Or a unitard. Unilad. Owner of one.
Man hasn't cleaned his junk in 24 years. He says that the pain became unbearable about 9 months ago, and it smells horrible.
That's probably the first time. Well, never mind. We're getting into adult content here. Obviously, he's an incel.
Were you going to
Put
say
it
that's
that way.
the first time a lady handled it?
Hey, what?
Were you going to say that's the first time a lady handled it?
I was going to say it's probably the first time he had it out in the open air. Damn, that doesn't smell good. What the hell?
That bacon's raw.
that bacon be really raw. That reminds me of that. Do you remember ever seeing Kentucky Fried Movie? Where they have that commercial where all these women come into the house and they're going, honey, did your dog die? Somebody else walks in and sniffs it and goes, what the fuck died in here? That's what that would be like. He'd be out whizzing one day and going, oh my God, what the hell's wrong with this toilet?
I'm going to share one other thing from the internet with you guys.
Are we off? Are we jumping tracks again?
No. This is back.
Digressing? Or is this back into the industry?
Yeah, it is back.
Remember, this is comic industry talk, not healthy hygiene.
Yeah.
Healthy hygiene with Varian and Trico.
Let's see here.
Lewis says not comics related. Dave the Supreme says really gross, dude. SMH.
Hey, this type of stuff that pops up in my
Don't say pop up after that last article. Yeah, we all miss the National Enquirer. Anyway, Weekly World News. Aliens loved my penis.
I can't find it right now, unfortunately, but
I don't know if that's unfortunately, but if it was like the last article.
Yeah.
it actually was related to the industry. There is a store. I can't find it. Maybe you guys have seen it. A comic book store. And they only carry independent comic books.
That'd be nice.
I wanted to get you guys thoughts on that. I can't find the store right now, but
God bless him and good luck to him.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have a diamond account? That would be my second question.
no, there's no diamond account. They only carry indie books. Like the indie, like
You can still only carry indie books and have a diamond account. Come on. Hey,
Well-
anymore Marvel and DC numbers are indie level. So, you know, but they want you to be assured that the industry is great.
everything's fantabulous.
Everything's working so good. And these crazy fans out there don't need to know our problems. Even though their local retailer just went out of business.
Let's see here. Yeah, I can't find it, but yeah, there was a store that only carried indie books, and I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought that was, exactly what Hey,
Were they local? Were they in Michigan?
No.
Because the direct market, a lot of the direct market started here in Michigan.
Did it?
Yeah. One of the earliest direct market distributors was Big Rapids, out of Big Rapids, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
There was that. There was Bud Plant. There was, I think Phil Suling was doing something off on the East Coast. But the Midwest was all serviced by that and Friendly Franks. and then Glenwood, and then Capital City, and then Diamond come in. Diamond convinced Wildstorm to go exclusive, and the entire industry collapses. So, what can you do? Everybody goes out of business within 2 years. Anybody that was left. Glenwood had already gone for bankruptcy, and Sunrise had already sold, and leaving everybody, a lot of people high and dry. And Heroes World was bought up by Marvel, who in their intense wisdom decided that they could move 33% of the entire comic market through a company that was handling 15. So
Found it.
Studio Comics Press, the home of independent comics. Where are these guys at? Nice store. Looks like they're in a mall.
Yeah. They are in the Kitchener Mall. Let's look at their Facebook here.
Kitchener, they're in Canada.
Yeah.
No wonder. Canada's always supported independent press more than the States have. That's where Cerebus come from. But yeah, that's great.
Let's see. Yeah, it looks like they support indie books. I mean,
Somebody there dressed as Rogue.
yeah.
Who are those people? Don't watch that video.
Yeah, that's how you get copyright strike. Yeah, but there was an article on them online. They were like, "Hey, they the home of independent comics." Let's look at their website here.
Cool. Good on them.
Let's see here. Time to send them some of those Jack of Spades.
Yeah. Well, they're intergalactically sold out now, so I can't.
Oh no! This service is unavailable.
Oh, Diamond shut them down.
Probably did.
Sadly, it's probably true. But yeah. I mean, it sounds pretty cool, and I wish them all the best.
Always wanted to make a road trip up to Canada, to Ontario, to see Silver Snail Comics, and I never did. Wish I had done that. That was 3 floors of comicdom.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff they're doing, so it's real cool. I like.
Yeah, good on them.
That's pretty cool. I that will make me nervous. I'll be nervous every day. Nervous wreck.
Yeah.
For what? Because you move indie comics?
Yep.
Not up in Canada, because they like to read a lot of different things. Remember, Canada's a lot colder than it's down here. People are shuttered into their house, so they're buying stuff, watching, DVDs, and their Wi-Fi doesn't work that well up there. So books. I bet their book sales are gonna can easily match the U.S. sales on a lot of that stuff. So and they like to be entertained just like we do.
I beg to differ. It's everyone knows that maybe
I was going to say, don't say the future is in digital.
it may be cold in Canada, but it's cold in the D.
It's cold in Michigan in general, but it's colder in Canada. Go up to the UP for a winter and see how you like it.
Listen, Randy, I'm not the right complexion to go too far north.
Your hat will keep in a lot of heat, though.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what that coonskin cap's for.
Yeah.
The problem is they'll use the word coon. Then we talking my hat, though.
All depends on where you go. That's all.
Any place up north.
Not any place up north. There's bigots everywhere, buddy.
I mean, Kalamazoo, I might be okay.
Kalamazoo isn't up north.
Yeah.
It's not? Oh, crap.
No. That's right down 94, buddy.
Oh, okay, crap.
Zip on 94. Go down there.
Kalamazoo is up here somewhere.
But no, it's down. It's down. It's a lot farther down. You want to go to a great casino, get on 94 and start heading out of state and pull off on exit 1 and go visit Four Winds Casino down there. They're in New Buffalo. That's a good casino. I don't know why I just jumped tracks like that. We got off topic again on comics, but it's a good place. Kalamazoo, that's what it was. Kalamazoo's about halfway.
Let's see here.
You ever been to Firekeepers?
No, we should do a con there though.
We should. We do a con in New Buffalo, but man, that's way out of the way. Nobody would show up.
We'll call it Buffalo Con.
Huh?
Call it Buffalo Con. Everyone think it's in New York con.
Buffalo, yeah, they'd all head to New York. No, not Buffalo, New Buffalo. Come
on. Cons and casinos, they work. You guys have done them.
I like the Fantastic Con in the casino. It's good. Firekeepers has a big place too, and they are easily off of the expressway. You can see them from the expressway.
How about you, Trico?
That would be a hell of a place to have a con.
Yeah, I think the Firekeeper Casino at con there would be awesome.
Yeah.
I've never done the Fantastic Con up at Soaring Eagle. I want to because they have a water park and stuff. So I'm like, that'd be like a cool like family weekend con.
Water park's removed from the casino.
Yeah,
it's up the street.
Yeah. I think something like that would be cool. I don't know. C4 is a good like family con because it's at the resort and everything, but it's kind of cliquey and I just don't want to go. Like I'm not in the cool people group, so I'm not going to go to it. But I think the one at Soaring Eagle would be pretty cool to go to.
Not in that popularity contest. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I think you could do a convention here.
I'm sure you would.
You think it's hard getting them to spend $5 on a comic at a regular con?
There you go.
Try to get $5 from them there.
25 for this or 25 for your con or for your comic. You lose. Hands down.
I personally think I'd go to that show. Probably get in trouble.
You'd have a lot of people go to the show, whether they'd spend money on your books or not. That's the whole other question.
Yeah.
It's like throwing a show in Vegas. I told you I did a show in New Orleans. That was a great show. Didn't make any money, but it was a great show because we took off at night. We had great food and went to great places and saw great things and, did great things. But during the day, that show was a bomb.
I did a show a couple years ago in Kokomo, Indiana. And
oh no, Kokomo.
I did $12.
Uh-huh.
Table was like $75. The gas down was like 90. Yeah, I did like $12. And I want to hear from the chat too. What do you guys say when you get back in the car and you look at your wife and you tally up how much you've made and it's $12? One day show. How about you, Randy? What would you get in the car and look at Monica and say?
She doesn't go to shows. Dave the Supreme, Fantastic Con is awesome at Soaring Eagle.
How about
no, I've done shows where I haven't made any money. That's back when I was doing the paper. I just gave it away. I never made very much money when I was giving it away. That's why I didn't want to pay for a table when I went to these shows. It was a losing proposition for the paper.
How about you, Track? What do you tell the significant other?
Is he there?
Is he paused?
I think so. Trico, are you there? Buddy, you're paused. All we see is your face.
Yeah, I think he's paused.
Move. Oh, maybe he had to step away.
It's possible.
Wish he'd have told us. If you didn't, you might have to get out and come back in. I've done shows where I've cleaned house, and it's always the shows that you don't need the money for. I've done. Yeah, he just went out. I've done other shows where I've just failed miserably, and other shows that have been the shows from hell. Where absolutely everything goes wrong.
Dave asked, "Have you ever seen that film Norbit?" I've seen it, but I can't remember much of it.
You ever see Airplane? You ever see a grown man naked? Everybody needs to watch Airplane. Everybody needs to watch Airplane Kentucky Fried Movie. It just has to happen. If you haven't seen Kentucky Fried Movie, definitely figure that out. You might catch somebody doing a pirate version up on YouTube till they catch them on copyright strike. So it's worth it. It's worth it.
Randy?
Yeah.
I was talking about your goatee that it makes the roast beef moist.
Who what? My goatee. Who said that? Who's picking on my hair?
Stacey Maxwell says that goatee makes my roast beef moist. 12 people watching.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Stacey Maxwell. Wasn't that was isn't that that's not Scott Rosema, is it?
No, I'm not sure.
No? Sheesh, jiggity jalapeno. Giggity. Who's sheesh?
They said that would be his wife going crazy. Yeah,
That
making $12 of the show, which I've done. It was no fault of the show. No fault of the show whatsoever. I just didn't have people want it. And yeah. $12 is how much I made. And
$12. Oh God.
Yeah.
Dave the Supreme. Yeah.
That was a rough ride back home.
Well, yeah, that's because she goes to the shows with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But my wife attended one show with me where she had to sit behind the table, and that was it for her. She reads comics a lot, picks up comics. We met at a comic book store, but she won't do shows. She'll do our show because she's up walking around and she's helping out and she's doing, watching the till and doing the stuff that, I'm not doing and making sure that I eat or at least sit down every once in a while. But as far as taking her to shows, she doesn't go because they bore the hell out of her.
Seth says you guys are cool. Is that a skunk on your head? Yeah, no, it's a coonskin cap. I got it from up north this weekend on the way back.
Stacy, you're walking in after all of the important conversations.
Yeah.
Show her your tail.
Yeah, there it is. It's... I feel dirty doing that. It's like,
no, you don't,
because there's something solid in the tail.
You enjoy stroking your tail. I've seen you do it. Anyway.
Yeah. So anybody doesn't know, we're comic artists and publishers. Randy has been a distributor and editor in chief of Flint Comics, which is a
Koala Wrangler. I've done just about everything in the comic business except for distributing before I started doing my paper. So,
right.
Editing, writing, drawing, you name it.
And I'm the
selling, retailing. I retailed for quite a few years. I worked at a retail comic shop when I met my wife. So
he's been doing it for quite a while. And I'm a publisher and also artist. Comic books, various quality.
As she's sending secret messages, jiggity suplex marinara fajita.
I wonder if
obviously code.
Yeah,
somebody might be hungry for a marinara fajita.
Can't believe Trico's missing this. This is awesome.
Sorry he dropped out.
Yeah.
Anyway, what more do we need to talk about?
Lewis says, well, I've done 45 at the show with the parents in tow. They were PO, but not at me at the show. Yeah, I mean, if you make that type of money at a show, I mean, if you do it repeatedly, it might be time to hang it up for a while. Figure out what it is that you need to do, because you're oh no, he was negative 45. I'm sorry. Wow. Yeah.
On the other hand, Paul Schultz says Kentucky Fried Movie. Oh, and it just jumped. Hang on.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Did a cow shit in here?
Yeah. Did a cow shit in here? Airplane, Kentucky Fried Movie, and Top Secret. Amazon Women on the Moon. It's also a good one. Amazon Women on the Moon.
Stacey Maxwell says, you guys making me cry laughing. And Such says, you guys like the Chili's 3 for $10.
Not their bloomin' onion. Oh, they done their bloomin' onion one time, long time ago. Can't eat it since. It's not happening.
I think I'm gonna wear my hat. I think I'm wearing this coonskin cap. For the foreseeable future.
You need to wear it. Yeah, you need to wear it wherever you go. You need to get a last call comic sticker and put it right on the front.
Maybe I'll get embroidered around the front of it and just.
I doubt that they're going to be able to embroider through all that fur, buddy.
Yeah.
So you might have to just place a sticker right there. Dave the Supreme never had a really bad show, but I am dreading the day.
Oh man, yeah. I can suggest some shows to you if you want to have a really bad one.
Would you like a real shit show, son? Here we go. Yeah.
I went to a show, and it was a friend's show, and he told me, listen, he said about a week before it happened, this is going to be a bad show. You probably, just want to come and just walk around and don't get a table. So I didn't get a table, but I entered the show. I walked in, me and my wife, and I knew something was up because it was in the community center in that particular city, and there was a refrigerator on the floor. Like they had like a little kitchenette area and a refrigerator, and it was bad. It was bad. It was a small show. No one was set up. Yeah, it was bad. Last couple of years at this same show, it tanked down under 100. Paul Schultz says the go-to for bad sales at a con is, but I made some pretty good connections. Say it enough and you'll start to believe it. Such as Banana Tombstone, Alfredo Lamp Switch. I'm going to summon a demon.
Too bad we can't take super chats because sheesh would make us rich.
There's no connections made at most of these shows, Paul. Some shows you can make a decent, maybe an artist connection with another artist, but yeah, they can get pretty bad. I mean, like I said, $12 is what I made at the show. And that was sad.
We've all had our dog shows. Dave's just been lucky.
Yeah.
Either that or Dave has really low shows and he doesn't know what a really good show is. But he will.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna invite Dave to some bad shows. Yeah, man, you gotta do the show. It's gonna be awesome.
My shows, the shows I put on at Flint and the new one I'm putting up in Saginaw, I only charge $50 for a vendor table, but that's to keep people from having a bad show.
Best softcore comic? Oh man, that's easy.
Tombstone Alfredo Lamp Switch.
Yeah.
Banana Tombstone Alfredo Lamp Switch. That's Shisha's idea of the best softcore comic he's ever read. Is that what it is?
I was gonna suggest our Little Universe on Webtoons. Pretty softcore. Yeah. I know the artist and writer, so yeah. So it's a lot of it'll get you going. So it's actually a lesbian romance comic.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Usually I don't read comics for that kind of thing.
This is Paul Show says I was being sarcastic. I bombed and cleaned house. It's like predicting the weather. Dave says 4-year lots of 3 to 4 days, very few 1 days. Yeah. Stacy said,
when's the last time you nutted?
Oh man, yeah.
Stacy, I like you, whoever you are. I like your sense of humor a lot.
Oh gosh.
Are you sure that's not Scott Rosema?
I did see Scotty said see you on the live stream, so you never know.
There's 11 people watching now. We've actually hit double digits. Thank you very much. Now for triple. Make sure you hit that like button down there if you think we're really that funny.
Yes, Stacy, it's been a while. It's been a while. And you missed my article that I brought up. There's a gentleman out there who has not washed his penis for 24 years. You can Google it.
Was it 20? Yeah, it was 24 years.
Yeah,
We got off the track a little bit. That's all Varian's fault. That's not mine. And Trico left, but not because of the penis thing.
No.
He probably had to go. It was past 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Obviously his his Wi-Fi ran out. So
I can't even pronounce that. Well, see, Such says,
I think he's just typing shit now, just to type shit. Frenulum linguine suitcase cerebellum cheesecake.
oh, Trico's PC died.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry to hear that. Did it run out of RAM? That goes back to that penis thing again, doesn't it?
And when that's how you know it, yeah. I guess Trico's PC nutted.
There you go. There's your answer, Stacy. At least when Trico's concerned.
Oh man.
Obviously.
Yeah. So that's been our week in comics.
Has it been our week in comics? I'd have to go back and think about it for a while. I've been doing signs. I got done doing the signs. Now I've been doing shirts all weekend. I was pressing shirts for a major client.
Mhm.
So I just dropped them off first thing this morning. So I've been cleaning stuff up down here in the basement. But other than that, I got to concentrate on the Saginaw show. Saginaw show, end of June 29th. If you can go, let me know.
Where's
I got
that?
artist tables for sale for $25. They're 6-footers. If you want to be a vendor, it's $50 a table.
And where is it at again?
SVRC Marketplace, right downtown Saginaw. It's where the old Saginaw News used to be printed at. There's a very large industrial elevator geared to take 4 tons that will be moving stuff up to the banquet room on the 2nd floor, and it's really nice and big. So it'll be fun. It's $5 admission. Not a lot of, we don't ask a lot of money to come in, but we are giving away door prizes, usually on the hour, whenever the wife reminds me. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Brendan Gregory, who is that? He says hammock. Whoever Brendan Gregory is.
Banana hammock? I don't know.
No, just hammock. Sheesh mentioned 240-volt CD hammer olive cheese. I think he spelled olive wrong, though. What kind of signs do I work on? All kinds of signs. I got a vinyl cutter down here that I print 1 or 2 color signs. I also do press vinyl onto shirts. So I have a couple of major corporate clients that I've had for probably decades, really since about 15 years or more. I do banners, I do signs, I do coroplast signs, yard signs, 1-2 color banners like graduation banners, that kind of thing. A lot of shirt work, but mostly I try to do illustration cartooning stuff. So
Brandon Gregory wants to know if you have any signs of hammocks.
no signs of hammocks. No signs of banana hammocks. Either I don't look good in a banana hammock.
Lewis says someone broke into Mile High Comics and stole $42K worth of comics in Denver over the weekend. Yeah, that was sad. I seen that. Unfortunate for Mile High.
That must have been one long box.
It's a big long box.
But he walk off with a long box of CGC graded comics. He probably knew what he was aiming for. It was probably an inside job.
Even the Red Rooster, he won lots of money for that. Remember that documentary?
What?
Red Rooster #1 was an old Marvel comic, and he won it like 90. I think it was like 90,000 for it or something like that.
Yeah. He didn't hit the good stuff then.
Bell End, Pirate, Chainsaw, Egg Noodle, Giggity.
Brendan Gregory says no one cares. And then there's an arrow pointed above to the Mile High Comics. It's all industry news. Survival of the fittest. What?
Says Stacy Maxwell. Stacy Maxwell says need some signs for the crib. Looking for that gash. There's a job for you, Randy.
If you have to, I would imagine those signs need to be hand lettered. So I would suggest getting the materials and doing it yourself. I
don't know.
think they broke into some display. Yeah, that would explain it. They'd have to take just that one display. I met that guy from Mile High once. I was having dinner out in Pittsburgh. What was the guy's name? Looks like an old cowboy.
I forgot his name myself.
I did too. He had a ponytail down to the middle of his back. And it's just a normal looking guy, cowboy hat. We were sitting there all eating in a big table. I was a guest at I think it was a Pittsburgh show. And he started talking about flying his daughter out to Italy for good grades for one of the blocks or some Venice. That's what he said, taking her to Venice. And I says, oh, Venice is a little small town here in Pennsylvania. He goes, no, Venice, Italy. And I looked at him and went, who are you?
Paul says, I met Randy when I was a kid at Michigan Comic Con.
Michiana Comic Con. You told me.
Oh, go ahead.
A burn.
Yeah.
He had to work. When he had to work for a living. Yeah. It's very encouraging, 17-year-old me. Paul Schultz, awesome. Thank you.
Hair gel, tube sock, ammonia vinegar.
I still enjoy Byrne when he had to work for a living. You know, you still dig up some of his old great stuff. He had an amazing style. So,
whenever I see the word ammonia, I'm reminded of a story. My ex-girlfriend, her sister.
My ex-girlfriend reminds me of ammonia.
Yeah, she does.
There you go.
She her sister went on a cleaning spree and decided to clean her bathroom was filthy. It wasn't, but side of the bathroom was filthy and went into the
How much for a side of a hammock? Sorry, Brendan.
And she used ammonia and bleach and mixed it together. They found her on the floor with nerve damage.
A nice roast beef dangler.
Either that or take
That's got nothing to do with the comic industry, Stacy. I mentioned I do sign because that's what I do for a commercial work. So taking applications for a nice roast beef dangler.
I've done some panels, Dave. I've done a panel at Space called Don't Be Like Me. It's on my personal YouTube station. And it was funny. It was fun to do that panel. We had about 22 people in the audience. It was Space, so people like to come to panels of that show.
Those are always awesome when you do panels that actually have people in the audience.
Yeah.
The last panel I did was with Travis, and there were like 3 people. So
Travis McIntyre?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. He I don't know if you noticed, but he got an award. You didn't?
The Gary Reed Award.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, what can you do?
You can do better comics, Randy.
I just got to be more popular. That's all. Do better comics. Okay.
So
what was that article you were talking about? Floppy cock? What?
It is floppy cop. It is
great stuff. Great stuff.
Yes, it's. He has no spine.
He has no spine.
The tagline is: "You don't."
Wait a minute. Stop. We're still talking about floppy cop, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tagline is: "You don't need a spine when you got balls."
Is that what the tagline is?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Is this your truth?
And I thought that the chat wasn't being family friendly.
Is this your truth?
Yep. That Vosket. What can you say? Good stuff.
And issue 3.
Sweet.
And there's 4 and 5 right now, but I don't have those yet.
Oh.
But
I am obviously behind on my floppy cop.
Yes, you are. You gotta catch up. You gotta catch up, Randy.
I gotta catch up. Sloppy top, she says. Stacy, Will Eisner, what?
I did 2, only 6 in the audience. What was your panel on, Dave?
I've,
Sloppy
Cop.
Sloppy Top would be the
That might be an awesome book. Talk about your soft core titles.
best ever, guys. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Awesome. Will Eisner, yeah. Will Eisner. Shout out to Will Eisner. Rest in peace, Sam. Definitely.
I met Will a number of times. I've got quite a few things signed by him. He knew who I was, which was awesome. He knew about when I was printing Arrow comics, which was incredible. Floored me. Jaw hit the floor. How you doing, Randy? How's Arrow Comics doing? Duh. So what do you do? You know, when you meet one of your idols like that? It's the same way with George Perez. You know, when I was printing Tales from the Aniverse, and he jumped out of his chair and went, "You're Randy Zimmerman. You do Tales from the Aniverse. That book is awesome." And I went, "Oh, I like your stuff too, George." You know, what can you do? You just floored that, and you walk on clouds for the rest of the day. Perez likes my stuff.
Sesh says, "Giggity crank, gerb, helmet, crust, smoothie."
He's just printing that. He's just typing that stuff out now for us to read it back.
And Dave's panel was on how I started into comics.
Yeah, it'd be a long story.
Yeah, my people ask me how I started in the comics. I needed money and I could draw, and yeah.
I got a channel out there, Zim Geek. I did a whole video on that, how I got into comics.
If you guys are interested, check out Zim Geek, which is Randy's station.
The first video, number 1, is like hello, and this is me, and this is how I got into comics. It's all my parents' fault.
Yeah,
and the restrictive religion I was raised in.
Well, Randy, I think that's
dude, it's only 11:30. You got any more haven't washed my penis in 24 days articles?
No, I'm out.
I can knock through here and try to find something in the industry. Let's take a look. There's got to be something going on. Oh, wow. Look at all this stuff. I just popped over to my Facebook page. Everybody's wanting to talk to me. My laptop died. Sorry, Trico. If I had the means to travel up there, I'd do your show, but it's too far to travel. That's Lewis says. Well, appreciate that, Lewis. I do. That's okay. The Saginaw show is turning into a monster. So the promotional up here is running incredibly well, and it's a little frightening. I'm still digging back through my emails to try to find people I might have slighted or missed back when I was busy who are asking for tables. Now they're calling the marketplace now going, "Hey, how come this guy never answers my emails?" Like, dude, send me an email now. I'll answer it.
It looks like wait a minute, breaking news here, Randy. Breaking news. The New York Comic-Con emails are going out. It looks like a couple artists who have been mainstays at that show will not be making it back this year because, you know, it's moved to a jury selection as well.
Oh, are these CG people?
No, they aren't. They aren't. Well, one probably fits the mold, but he will not be back at New York Comic-Con. Oh my gosh, my goodness.
I'm looking at my Twitter feed, and I just want to say that if you're not CG, it's cool. But if you haven't seen the work that Kyle Ritter has been doing, oh my God, this guy is amazing. He's got a book about ready to come out called Star Blades. That just looks incredible. He's a colorist that's just amazing. And I don't say that very often about colorists, but he is really good. I'm sorry, Varian. I didn't mean to step on you. But
no problem. No, yeah.
What were you saying?
Yeah, there's Mustafa just said he so far hasn't been accepted, I guess.
Mustafa who?
Mustafa Musa. He actually eats some work of mine in the past. So yeah.
Why wasn't he accepted? Any idea?
No one knows. Apparently the emails are going out now telling people yay or nay if they're in, and a lot of my friends list did not get in.
I'm not going to repeat what Stacy said in the chat. You'll have to go in there and read it. But I don't think anybody should repeat that. That's not, unless there's something to back that up. We probably shouldn't. We probably shouldn't broadcast that. Just go read the chat.
Yeah.
We're going to have to start. If this stuff keeps up, we're going to have to start giving out wrenches and going through and deleting people. Stay nice. Stay nice in the chat. don't be derogatory against people, please. You can say giggity crank herb helmet crust smoothie, but when you start talking about who's eating what, that's probably not good. We don't want to make people really mad at us.
Oh, you know Scott, so
no, I don't know Scott. I did a convention with him one time where we were on an incredibly incredibly long van ride over to Windsor in order to eat at a particular restaurant that a White Buffalo absolutely had to eat at.
Mm-hmm.
And during the trip, he explained to us all about his theory for sequential art when it comes to superheroes and comics in general. And everybody in the van told him that he needs to write a book about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was probably a good 4 or 5 years before Understanding Comics come out.
Ah, okay. All right.
Mr. Doug TeNapel has officially cleared 212K in 2 weeks. Doing an Earthworm Jim book showing the validity of Indiegogo. Even though and the invalidity and the what would you call that, limpness, I guess, of Bleeding Cool, who seems to hate his guts because of his religious beliefs when you should be leaning back on the work. I read Bigfoot Bill. There was nothing homophobic in that book.
Randy,
yeah,
any tips for trying to draw with back pain that has likely been aggravated by the act of drawing?
Yeah, actually, there is an awesome. I had to go to a medical supplies place and pick up a back brace. There's a brace that'll go around your belly, and if you've got an artist hump like mine, it comes in handy because it wraps around the belly and it keeps the back spine straight, so that all of that. It keeps you from hurting a lot when you have to bend over on a regular basis. That, and another thing that comes in real handy is an egg timer. Set that baby for an hour, because I've had problems with my leg circulation. When you're sitting in front of the board on a long job, you're going to want to set that for an hour. And when the bell goes off, you just automatically get up and walk around for a few minutes just to get the circulation working through. It's not that... unless you have a really bad spine or your muscles are weak, which which does run in my family. My mom used to slip her back discs all the time, but I've never had that problem much. But I always figured I countered it with this incredibly large artist hump that I have. My brother's had back a lot more back pain than I do, but he also gets a lot more active than I do. Stay active. Try not to grow the front hump so much. Definitely get that brace. You can pick it up at a medical supply store. It's like a gigantic ace bandage. It's Velcroed. You just wrap it around yourself and make sure that there's a stiff spine right in the center. And you make sure it goes down your spine. It keeps your back straight and your posture correct, so that even when you're bending over in front of the board, you have better posture than just hunching over and drawing. So yeah, definitely highly recommend that if you have any back pain.
Cool. All right. Just wanted to ask that because
my big problem now is because I have this Cintiq tablet, is I'm getting tendonitis up here in my shoulder because I'm sitting here all day. Not only hunched over, but with my elbow up. And that tends to be a problem. I've been getting to the point where I'm moving the board forward so that I can rest my knee on my work table and still draw, right up at the board.
Right.
So, but yeah, it does come in handy. The doctor's been getting on me about losing weight. So that seems to be a thing to do, even though my blood pressure is good and, my blood is good. Everything's, except I was vitamin D low last time she checked. That's because I sit here in my basement too long and didn't take in enough sun. Anyway, any other questions? Any other serious questions? Oh, we lost a few people. There's only 8 watching us now. Sorry, guys.
That was
They probably cut out. So I don't see a lot there after Sloppy Top.
Yeah, that was it. So Randy, what are we may have a special guest that wants to come on. We're gonna have to talk a little bit after we sign off here.
I want to get Peter Samedi on.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Peter.
We need to gain more followers, though.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's not going to come on just to talk to 11 people.
Yeah. I mean,
We just gained one more person. We went from 8 to 9. So hello, whoever the new person is, please sign in at the chat, and please don't let Stacy and Sheesh throw you off. Sheesh is just up here doing gibberish, and well, Stacy seems to like certain people.
Hold on 1 second, Randy. I'll be right back.
Okay, so I'm supposed to stall?
Yep, I'll be right back.
All right. Interesting week in comics regardless. This Indiegogos are picking up. Lone Star's picking up. If you haven't seen the Indiegogo for Long Harbor, you should definitely look at that. They've closed the main campaign and they still have the store open. Really recommend that. Earthworm Jim. It's going to be a big book when it comes out. Definitely do your due diligence on the CG stuff. A lot of these guys are just being persecuted for no reason or because they decided that they had to vote for Trump. They're not the bigot Nazi that a lot of people want to peg them out to be. So it's worth your looking around. There's some great comics out there now, and there's better quality comics getting out there now. And because of these guys are out there doing the Indiegogo work, and you've got people like your boy Zach out there talking about criticizing the market. You're seeing the market slowly improved. At least I am. I'm seeing it slowly improve, but I just started paying back attention to it within the last year or so because Varian turned me on to diversity in comics and said these guys are doing something, and I had to look. And once I started looking, I kept looking. So, and then I've invested in a few of the Indiegogo stuff. I haven't had anybody burn me yet on anything I've ever invested in, and everything that's come in so far that I have invested in has been more than worth the money I invested. The Bigfoot Bill book, especially from Doug TenNapel, was amazing, and I think I spent 25 on that, and it's easily a $50 to $100 book.
How much
very easily
so far into crowdfunding books?
A couple hundred.
Yeah,
I don't invest big. I mean, I'm not after their original art, and I don't care if I don't get 15 copies of a book or whatever, or hit whatever stretch goal. I just want to read the comic. And as long as I think the comic's worth $25, the least one that I think I didn't enjoy as much that I haven't been able to get through has been Graveyard Shift by what is it? Whatever it is. It's on. Last time it was listed on eBay, it was up there for $83 for the buy it now price. I haven't checked to see what the campaign did. Not Doug TenNapel. Hang on just a second. I can get it. Oh, I'm having to get up. I probably should have shut my camera off. John Malin.
Okay.
John Malin, and the reason I didn't care for that as much is because it really read and looked like a 1990s image book. So not that that's a bad thing. It's just that it's not. I thought I would enjoy it. I just haven't been able to read it. I've gotten that far into it. There's my little marker, probably 10 pages, and I just can't. I keep losing interest and I'm not able to follow it. The artwork's nice looking though. It's very typical 90s image type stuff. I think John Malin did a lot of work for them way back when. I am not positive about exactly what he has done, but it was an interesting concept. It's all of the Universal monsters as superheroes. And they decide to, start fighting crime or whatever. So. But the best one, I think, is Bigfoot Bill that I've gotten so far. That was really good. The Jawbreakers book, I haven't been able to complete either, but that's another thing. And then I'm waiting for Cyberfrog to come in. And I know that that's going to be, every time I see pages come back from the colorist Kyle Ritter on that, it's just been mind-blowing. So I think that's going to be a really big book. You're going to see a lot of crap hit the fan when that book comes out. Because he's already cleared over 800,000 and people are expecting him not to kick it out. How late are you on that book? You're a year late. Well, he solicited for a 48-page book, and then he freaked after he passed 500,000 and decided to turn it into an 88-page book. So he's been working on it. He's done with it now. It's at the printer. It'll be out for the end of next month, I think.
I was showing you the art from that comic Base Force earlier.
Yeah.
And the artist is Aaron. I guess you kind of pronounce it Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely like his art and his coloring style. And honestly, I do not think that he is going to be involved in indie comics for too long, just because his art has a very commercial appeal to it.
It's got a nice cartoony look, and he's not afraid to take artistic chances with his camera, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you some of the art this guy's capable of. I honestly see him moving out of indie comics very, very soon. Let me see if I can bring some of it up for you. He's phenomenal. I actually want to reach out to him.
While you're looking, I want to say, Dave the Supreme, yes, you are on my list for Saginaw. Not a problem. You're there. Just so you know.
I guess I can bring up his Facebook, huh? He's got it on his Facebook. He shouldn't have any problem with showing his art, right?
As long as we're talking positive about him, he's probably not going to complain.
Okay.
Unless he goes, that goddamn guy, that old man up there called me ass force. What?
Let's see here. Here we go. And again, phenomenal artwork. Take a look at that, and you can see.
Jumping back now. Yeah, he's got a really great cartoony style. Reminds me a lot of Jason Howard.
Mm.
And the stuff that Jason does. So yeah, it's good. It's very marketable.
He did a hold on. Let's see here. His character layouts are nice looking.
Paul Schultz, are you still in the chat? Are you still here online? Let me know.
Would you be opposed to seeing him do a full book?
That guy?
Yeah.
No. Why?
I just wondering because the style when I was looking at it kind of reminded me. I think I'd like to see him do that. I'd like to see him tackle the Fool.
I'd like to see him do the Unforgiven characters.
Yeah.
Just I promised Rosema that I want to do it in a Batman animated style, but he's got a really good animated look to his stuff. Apparently, Paul has moved on. I'm sorry.
A very talented artist. I like his stuff. I had to work on a project.
Oh, we're down to 7 people watching now. We lost a couple people. Probably Sheesh and Stacy dropped out.
Oh no!
Oh no! Who was Stacy though? Are you sure that wasn't Rosema?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. How about this piece here?
Which one? That was a nice fairy there. Hang on. I'm over on the YouTube side. Yeah, that's all right. Superman doesn't look, none of the characters look right, but it's all good. Like I said, I like his camera angles.
Yeah. That's really good with those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I said I'd show you those. Very talented artists.
Oh, Paul's still there. Sorry, Paul. I was going to jump over and see if you were the same person that I was thinking of. Yeah, I'm going to snoop around here. We should probably be talking for your radio audience.
Yeah, they again, these podcasts, I strip away the audio, the video, and I place the audio on Indie Vote Radio, which if you don't have, you can download on Android. Just go to the Google store, type in Indie Volt Radio. It's INDIEVOLT Radio. Download the app. You can hear lots of free indie music as well as me and Randy talk about comics. And there's some other programming coming to the station very soon. So that's pretty much my spiel for that.
Paul Schultz. Are you Paul E. Schultz? Wait a minute here. It could be somebody else. We're friends. I'm sure we're friends on Facebook.
We're friends. Don't forget, we're friends.
Well, I don't mean it, to be hokey or nothing.
Yeah. And then, Randy, do you have any other shows besides the ones you're doing signed up for this year? Do you have any more shows?
At the end of the year, I'm doing Grand Rapids.
Okay, Grand
Rapids Con. I'll be there. Other than that, it's a Saginaw show and the Flint show in September 14th, doing the Fall Fest.
If I don't get up there, I don't get accepted as a guest, maybe I'll come and help you.
Oh, in Monroe? Yeah.
In Grand Rapids.
Oh.
Do you stay up there or do you go home every night?
No, I stay up there.
Yeah.
My brother and I get a room.
I didn't know that Flint, or technically Saginaw, and Traverse City were actually so close.
That what?
Saginaw and Traverse City. Unless we were flying, we didn't take very long to get to Saginaw from Traverse City on the way back.
You were flying.
Were we?
Traverse City, 3-hour drive from Flint.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's because there's this long. You were probably talking and laughing and poking fun at your little tail. Your coonskin cap too. But yeah, it's there's a lot of desolation between Traverse City and Saginaw, and it's not really expressway. If you get onto an expressway, it'd probably only be maybe 2.5 hours. It's like traveling to Ludington from here. Ludington's like 3 hours also, but it's farther south than Traverse City. But you are driving through mostly federal forest down a 2-lane highway in order to get to Ludington. It's hard to get there from here.
Can we talk to you into doing Nuevo Con?
Nuevo Con?
Yeah.
You might be able to talk me into it. Paul, there's been a lot of times I've seen your stuff on Facebook. It's awesome. I like your use of negative space. Thanks for being in the chat. I've almost gotten a hold of you a couple times to ask you to do covers. So good work.
I haven't seen Paul's work. I have to check it out.
He does a really nice black and white look to his stuff. It's really good. What recent alternative video? Oh, it must have been here in the chat that we were talking.
Lewis says to support Samedi's notion that graphic novels and trade paperbacks are hurting, Dark Horse just cut numerous hardcovers and turned them into soft covers instead, possibly because of low orders. That's
exactly what they did. The big problem is Dark Horse is still big enough to get the circulation and the numbers. Samedi isn't. He's trying to get new products out there by young and mostly upstart creators, and he's not able to make a dent or a good sales dent into a lot of the bookstore areas. He hasn't given up on doing graphic novels. He's still doing them, but he's finding so much more progress and so many more inroads doing the newsprint books. The only crap that he's had to put up with against it is the retailers are complaining that the price point is too low when he's asking $1.50 or $1.99 for a book. Mm-hmm. They want books that are $4.99 or $5.99, and he says, well, if I'm going to do a $4.99 book, it's going to be 80 pages. It's even DC right now through the Walmarts are doing $4.99 100-page super spectaculars, and that material is amazing. Lewis says he remembers going from Sheboygan to Mount Pleasant in under 2 hours. Absolutely. But it takes me an hour and a half to get to Mount Pleasant. Because again, I'm driving, once you get past Midland, you're driving a 2-lane road. And sometimes that drive can get really meticulous. So we've been to Mount Pleasant a number of times this year. I can tell you it takes us an hour and a half to get there. The most direct route possible. Even when we take the expressway, we have to go back down to 127 in Lansing and go north. That takes us about an hour and 35 to an hour and 45 minutes.
Paul says, thanks. I got my negative space style from watching old movie serials. Bad Resolution looked cool to me. And Randy, that's something you told me to do. You said to look at old movie serials and old movies and get an idea. And that's why I went to Best Buy and Walmart lately. And I've been buying lots of really old movies, old black and white movies, Casablanca.
Oh, the old noir stuff is classic. Yeah.
And you're right. The framing of it, you can almost see a lot of it in the old Fantastic Four books, especially Kirby and in a way Ditko too. How they framed their
all those guys grew up on that stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
And speaking of Randy, did you get a packet I sent you yet?
You're welcome, Paul Schultz. Did you mail me a package?
Oh no, I sent it through Jen.
Oh no, she hasn't come over yet.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
She says she's been having some problems. She won't drive across town.
Okay.
So, I don't know exactly what the problems are, but I might have to go over there and get them.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because that slipped my mind. And I thought,
I haven't forgotten them. Yeah, you're very welcome, Paul. If you anytime you have a lull in your schedule, I want to start writing again. So even if it's just short story stuff, but I might very well end up being like Samedi or getting something printed through Alterna that I could use an artist for. So even though I think Samedi's the last couple of live chats he's done, he talks about how he's looking for new talent. So that wouldn't include me probably. I'm not very new.
Well, you know what's old is new again, right?
Yeah.
Randy, it only took 45 to 60 minutes for me, but that was a long time ago. The roads have changed since I was in Michigan. Louis, where are you at right now? I forgot.
Louis, you're driving from Sheboygan to Port or to Mount Pleasant. Still, you're coming probably down from Clare. That's all expressway. Like I said, it's 2-lane. 2-lane from Midland to Mount Pleasant. And 2-lane from, I don't remember where, to Ludington, but it's a long-ass drive through federal forest. So
Dave says he's new talent, LOL.
There you are, new talent.
Oh, I have a question, Randy.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I know. I don't want to put anybody on Front Street here, but I know
Remember, you're live.
Yeah. I know a publisher looking for talent. He's looking to get some books done. And if any artist hears this, reach out to me. Maybe I can put you in touch with the publisher. But he is looking for penciled pages, no inks, penciled pages, $30 to $40 a page. Reasonable enough.
I don't know. That's all. That's all in the opinion of the person doing the work. If he wants to take $30 to $40 a page, that's his prerogative. Upfront. I know upfront money in indie comics. If you get paid when he turns the job in, that might be good pay considering if you're just doing it for the percentage and the publisher only prints 25 copies of your book at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You'd want to have some sort of guaranteed return, but if that guaranteed return, there is a good level of attaboy at $35 to $40 a page for a penciled page. Mm-hmm. If you're asking me if I think that's low, my price and with my time, I wouldn't do it for that price. But that's me. That's not somebody who's new, who's just starting up, who might want a little reward along with the exposure. And then I would say go for it. I don't want to dispel anybody. If somebody is paying when the job is turned in, no matter what they're paying, they're ahead of the game on a lot of these other indie publishers. That just want to pay you in percentage. I would also try to get a percentage though out the back end, especially if he's moving a lot of product.
Yeah. Or paying you the dreaded exposure.
Or even if he says he's moving a lot of product.
Those dreaded exposure bucks.
Because they had somebody, Ethan, I think, did a video last week or the week before where he went through the top 300 books off of IndieCron. And he was talking about who was making any type of royalty check. And that number ended right about at number 34 of people that are actually in the business in mainstream comics that's actually getting any kind of a royalty check for the stuff that they're doing. 34 out of the top 300.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if you were following by old DC standards, there's the line. And that shows you how little that they're actually moving. And that those numbers were sales from DC through Diamond to the retailer, not people that were out there that were actually buying the books.
Any indie companies right now you know of? Let me ask you this. I'll rephrase the question. Have you considered recently bringing Arrow back at all?
Yeah. Why?
I just was wondering, have you considered bringing Arrow back at all?
Yeah.
I want an Arrow T-shirt.
You want an Arrow Comics T-shirt?
Hmm?
I could arrange that. I got a vinyl cutter right here. I probably still have the. Let me fire up the old system here. I probably still have that available in this old computer. Let me find. Give it a second to kick up. Let me grab the old mouse here. I have 3 systems down here in my basement. I think I explained it to you.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is this system that's got the camera hooked up to it with the microphone. And it's an awesome system. I have a fantastic IT guy. I can't say enough good things about. Then I have my graphics system that I've been using for the last 14 years that's still got Windows 10, I think, in it. That I have my Corel Draw in it, and I do all of my layout work in that. The new system, I do all of my digital drawing into. Then I have my old system, which I'm kicking up now, that's running off of Windows 98.
Oof.
That isn't connected to the net, and I don't dare connect it to the net, because if I ever do, it's probably going to fry it. But I don't connect it to the net. The graphics one I connect every once in a while, and the new system is connected to the net. But the old system runs the old cutter. That the old vinyl cutter that I do all my sign and heat press work from. And that one I've had, man, that's got to be 25 years, maybe. So I bought that vinyl cutter when I quit, when All-Star Comics, not All-Star Comics, All-Star Screen Printing was a business that I had in Flint for a while. When we shut that business down, I took the clients mostly from there and kept them art style. That was 2004. And I was using that computer then. And when I shut All-Star down, I went out and bought me the vinyl cutter, the same type of vinyl cutter that we were using at the shop, because I knew how to run it.
I was going to say something, but I just realized I can't say it on the air.
What was that? Derogatory?
No. It's,
I can take the abuse.
no, it's just
Lord knows I've abused you enough.
no.
Picking on your hat, no.
I'll wait till we're out there and tell you about it. It's a very interesting situation that occurred.
Okay, the Corel Draw I have in there is 11. Corel Draw 11, and that runs the driver is on that drives the cutter.
Okay.
So, and that's kicking up right now. But I probably do have the old Arrow logo in there. I did an awesome, I don't think I have anything here in the new system that's Arrow yet. I might still have a copy of the logo. Let me look for that. I'm going to have to switch glasses here. Give me a second. I'm cutting my camera for a second.
Okay.
But anyway,
Yeah, there's a
this old man has to switch reading glasses.
there is a possibility that
I can still hear you.
there's a possibility that some equipment that I recently purchased is hot.
Oh, that's not good, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to cut my mic for a second.
Okay.
I will be right back.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Keep
I'll-
talking.
What I'm used. Recently bought some art equipment and some podcasting equipment, and I'm of the belief now that they may be previously owned by others. They may be I think they're stolen, but I haven't hooked any of it up yet, but was going to. Yeah, Dave. Randy's running Windows 98. There are people who are on this chat who weren't even born in 98. So I remember Windows 98. I had on my old Packard Bell computer. It was something else. I remember Windows 95, 98, XP, Vista. Yeah, I've had them all. I even had an Apple computer, a Mac for a while. I bought it as a secondary computer. Never really used it. It was a piece of crap the day I bought it. From when I bought it to when I brought it home. I bought it secondhand. I think I bought it from a pawn shop. Came home, plugged it up. Never really could get it to do anything I wanted it to do. Always had problems, so I never really got around to utilizing it to do anything that I needed it to do or wanted it to do. I was under the impression that using a Mac was what you had to do if you were making comics. You had to learn yourself, had to learn your way around a Mac, and it just never appealed to me. I've got some Android. I mean, I've got some Apple devices. I got an iPod and everything, but I just really, honestly, something with me and the Apple interface, which I mean, just, I don't get it. I mean, I have an iPod. I use that, but it seems to me like you buy Mac more for aesthetics than anything. But I have friends who swear by Apple, and Dave, let's try to get lunch or something at some point. We live really really close to each other, so yeah, let's try to get together sometime, maybe next week or so. Do got a project I want to bring you in on. I think you might like it. Put a little money in your pocket too.
All right. I'm back.
There you go, Randy. All right.
I had to step out for a second.
I was got in an Uber today because I think my wife to the doctor. We was at the Uber up there. We get into the Uber driver's car and it smells like weed. Like it was my wife tore her ACL. That's news. She tore her ACL. She had a very bad weekend at the show. On I think it was Friday. She put her leg. How you stand up. She put her leg back up on the chair.
Yeah.
Rest her leg. Just bent her knee, and she felt something pull, and she felt this searing pain. And the next thing she knows, she's doubled over on the floor, holding her knee because her knee it just started hurting. Turns out she tore her ACL. Then the next night, that was on Friday. On Saturday night, her cheek started to swell. She had a gum infection, so her face was swollen on that side, on the right side. And then Sunday, she's telling a worker there about it. They bring her 4 aspirin, generic aspirin. She takes 2, and that was around noon, 11:30 noon. She starts feeling 10 times worse. She toughs it out to 5. The show ends at 5. We pack up. She's okay for the most part on the ride home, but she's still pretty miserable. Gets home. For the last 2 days, she's been vomiting. Can't keep anything down. I got confirmation that her ACL was torn today. Well, I'm just not having a good week, my wife.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not good.
But right now, I guess she's sleeping. Hopefully, she'll be able to keep her food down. Doesn't really want to eat much. Doesn't, she's afraid that if she eats, she's going to throw it out. So,
I still have the left chest for Arrow Comics cuttable.
Yeah.
Sitting in the computer. I've had it in the old system since 2008.
so I can have an Arrow shirt. That's what that means.
I can make you an Arrow shirt
Now, do
Well,
I provide a T-shirt?
with a left chest print. What?
I provide a T-shirt, correct?
Huh?
Do I provide the T-shirt?
If you want to, yeah.
Okay.
What size are you?
I like a 3X myself.
Really? Okay. So I might have a 4 or a 5 up here. That's blank. I could probably expand that out to a full size print too. In the way that it's set up in the computer.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I want an Arrow comic shirt. That'd be cool.
It can be arranged.
Um,
It'll have the 3.0 Arrow logo though. It's the one with the arrowhead with the arrow in the middle of it pointing up.
Randy, what's the smallest town you ever did a con in?
I couldn't tell you, buddy. I'm sure there was some little suburban town back when I was doing all those Jubilee shows. Smallest town, I couldn't tell you for sure.
Did I tell you?
I've been a lot of places. I've done a lot of things.
My wife were asked to come to a craft show,
Yeah.
but we were told to leave our comics at home. We could bring the Tipsy Dolls. We could bring her coasters, but no comics. No
I
comics.
might as well do a flea market, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you politely decline?
I was given the app. I haven't filled it out yet.
I haven't responded to an applicant yet for the Saginaw show who does a bunch of craft stuff. I said, do you have anything that's got any type of comic or movie reference to it? Just heard about the show and had to do it. So.
Is that a diamond box back there?
Over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I carried a small diamond box with me when I go to teach class. It's got all of my teaching stuff in it.
Now, how did you come in possession of a diamond box?
Because I just walked into a retailer on a Wednesday and say, hey, you got any diamond boxes I can have? Oh, yeah, here. We already broke them down. Dig in the trash. Take out whatever you need. It's like, thank you. Diamond boxes are sturdy boxes. I am sure they bought them all in bulk. I taped them up. I'm on my third or fourth box that's got my teaching stuff in it. I carry pencils and paper, and I've got a little game that we play towards the end of the block that I was just thinking today, because I'm getting towards the end of the school year, at the end of the school block. I'm thinking, man, I need to copyright this game, because it's like Pictionary, only it's for potential cartoonists. I have a bag of who, a bag of where, and a bag of what. And there's all sorts of little slips in there with all sorts of crazy, silly names and crazy, silly things and crazy little things that they do. So they might pull out like Daffy, the turtle who lives in a tree, or Augie, the well-dressed dog, and his incredible doorknob collection. Stuff like that. Only it's all mixed up. Atari, the crazy alien from the land before time. We pulled that one today.
While you were gone, I was talking about computers.
Uh-huh.
And Gabriel Cantu says, back in the 90s, Mac had better hardware for graphic design. Now they're using the same hardware as PC.
Thanks for being in the chat, Gabe.
Yeah.
You weren't Stacy earlier, were you? You got the same icon.
Lewis says, back in the early 90s, the Macs were more used for the computer coloring, but now there's little need to get a Mac. Gabriel says, big problem with Apple products is that Apple often won't fix their products and make it difficult or impossible for end users to fix or upgrade their system. Dave says, damn, sorry to hear. She hopes she gets better. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. Lewis says, show or store appearance. Just anyone, Dave. Lewis, show or store. It's like smallest town you've been to where you can't believe. If it was a show, you can't.
I am who I always have been, Gabe says. Just asking, Gabe. It's okay.
And
Stacy, I think, has left the building. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Dave the Supreme
do,
said,
do you know Stacy?
in a craft show, wasn't sure.
Do you know who Stacy Maxwell was?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, no idea.
I'm pretty sure it was Rosema. I'll have to go back and see what Rosema was under the chat last time. It was an odd name. Remember?
He-Man something.
It was what?
He-Man.
Oh,
Yeah, He-Man something.
okay.
Yeah,
You never know with Scott. He's got a great sense of humor. Thanks, Paul. Says he'll message me later. Yeah, it's just me talking. So, follow Obi-Wan on some damn fool crusade, that kind of thing. So I've got a lot of books with I've got a whole, I should do a whole video where I take people on a tour of my basement. You've never been in here, have you?
No.
You've never been down here. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to do it now, but yeah, back over there, way back over there, I've got an entire little cedar chest filled with old mailing envelopes that have old projects in it. Now over here, back over behind there, I've got another box that's got half done projects that I didn't complete or get printed. So I'll be going over there and pulling out that big. I have an incredibly large express mail box that you used to send express mail stuff in way back when, filled with Spank the Monkey original art. I'll be going through that and digging it up when I sit down and do that Spank the Monkey project that I want to do. So I'm almost to the point where I can start working on that. I want to get a bunch of content up on the Zim Geek channel first, though. That's the next big project. Got a couple little commercial jobs yet to go, but Zim Geek is probably going to be the big push from here on for a little while. That and us chatting here. So we got to get up into the double and triple digits so that we can have famous people on.
Yeah.
That we need to figure out when Robert's available.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him tomorrow morning and see when he's available and make him make time for us.
Should do this big inter continental chat where we're all in all four different corners of the continent, all talking about indie comics.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be hot. I think we'd get some notoriety then, especially if we kept it up on a regular basis.
That would be cool.
Yep.
So, Randy, is there anything that you want to say before we head out of here? We're past the midnight hour.
It's past the midnight hour. We've dropped down to 6 people, so we've chased enough people off. They've all gone to bed, except for the ones on the West Coast. Anybody here on the West Coast? Speak quick in the chat before we sign off. But no, just thanks for listening and thanks for putting up with our tomfoolery, and hope you had a good time. Hope we entertained you. We're back here again on Tuesdays. So
yes.
Until further notice, if not, then make sure you friend us on Facebook, and we'll let you know if we ever decide to do something spontaneous and live. We hope you can join us.
Yeah, no spontaneous come out of nowhere.
Well, not really. You wanted to talk last Monday, so we talked for 3 hours again, and then we did it. We were only going to be on for an hour last Tuesday. We were on until midnight, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think I got to bed until 3 a.m. last Tuesday. So Wednesdays I have a late class, and it's within walking distance of my house. So other than that, it's just working on whatever artwork's down here in the basement. So I can be half awake and wandering around aimlessly Wednesday morning, so it's all good.
All right,
Tuesday's a good time for me. I know Robert can't make it on Tuesdays, and I'd really like to get with him on and talk to him about some stuff.
I'm gonna message him tomorrow morning.
Let him ramble on about his philosophies. It'll be good.
Yeah. All right, sir.
He does have some good points. So
he does.
Hey, and anybody else, get your stuff together and let us know when you're available. Trico was here for a few hours, which was really nice to have him on. It shouldn't just be 2 guys talking. We'd like to turn it into a whole community if we could.
Yeah.
So, and tonight was good. We actually, I think this is the first time live that we hit double digits, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. We did it live. Usually it's after we go live.
Yeah. Afterwards, especially on Indie Volt, you probably have a few hundred people that listen to us.
On the radio, yeah.
Yeah. Whenever you post a video without or a soundtrack without the video.
Yep.
So you need to do that with more of my Zim Geek stuff once I get it up and running.
Yeah, those are very popular.
Because I got some hits. I've got a video up there now that it's all you. I've got like over 5,000, 5.8K hits.
Ooh.
On that comics Kitty Trash video. So that's all from you encouraging people to come off of Indie Volt. So
yeah,
that's a good thing.
All righty, sir.
Like to get more of that. If I can get that many subscribers working up there, we can get monetized. Then we can do super chats.
Yeah, and by
have people tipping us. There's $5 from Sash, who says kitty kitty wump wump fajitas. You know.
Yeah, we'll have Dave on too. Dave, you might even do it. Might even be able to do it through your phone. I know Track has done it before. I think through his phone as well.
There's a will, there's a way, Dave. Step it. You know, if you can figure it out, let us know. We'd love to have you there with us.
Yeah.
I don't get to talk to you when I'm running those shows. So all I do is wave at you and go, "There's your table," and run off. So,
all right, guys, that'll be it for us. We will see you next week here, Wednesday, Tuesday, if not before, and that'll be
Tuesday for sure.
Yeah,
some other time maybe. Who knows? I'd like to get Samedi on here. I know a few people that we could probably pull in too if they had the equipment. So
sure.
And who knows? Maybe someday we'll get to to Naples or somebody like that.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
That would be interesting. I like to Naples a lot. He lives down in Kentucky too. He's not that far away. So he's a good guy, and he's gonna be a publishing magnet in no time. Now this time next year, you watch. He's at 212,000 on his Earthworm Jim book.
It's a lot of money. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
They're both beautiful products. If you invest in that product, make sure you get the making of book too, because I really regret not getting that. That looked really pretty.
Or just go to Last Call Comics and order one.
Yeah, let's get some stuff to sell.
Yeah,
we can make some. I can make some Indie Volt shirts without any problem.
There you go.
So,
all right, guys, we'll see you next week.
All right, guys, take care. Thanks a lot for being here. Appreciate it.